Troglodytes and Neanderthals, and welcome to the Good Faith Podcast, where we maneuver around debauchery, attempting to find harmony with our fellow man and unpack degeneracy. If it's a pre-apocalyptic dystopia that you seek, then look no further, because here it is. I'm your host, Ninjah Bullock. We understand you could have been a million other places, and that time's the most precious commodity any of us have, so from the bottom of our heart, we'd like to share our gratitude with you. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. Due to the sensitive nature of some of our topics, we hope you will shield youngins from some of the vulgarity that may be spewed here. It must be noted that the views expressed by the panel are not necessarily the views of the Good Faith Podcast, and we're not liable for any results incurred by the utilization of our advice. Nor are we a fiduciary and assume no culpability of investment performance as a result of following our financial advice. Our simple aim is to entertain and inform. Anybody living in the greater Philadelphia area interested in making an appearance on our show can reach me in a DM on Facebook or Instagram at Christopher Bulick. See our Patreon link in the description if you'd like to make a campaign contribution to facilitate our meteoric rise. And I just want to let you guys know, if you are following the Patreon column that I'm writing, I do a little, like 3-paragraph column on a different stock every single week, and I predicted IBM being a good buy. It's up $15 since I predicted it. No, I'm sorry, it's up, $25 since I predicted it. I was a little off on Nike. I was off by about it's down about almost $1. I was off on Altria. I took $100 loss from that because I tried to buy 100 shares and lost $100. But Micron's up about $1 off of my prediction. SoFi's up about 50 cents off my prediction. Coke's up about $1 off my prediction. I predicted that U.S. Steel was a bad stock. I said don't buy it, and it's down about $1 off my prediction, and Lockheed Martin's up about $3 off my prediction. So what's that? Fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 and 2. That's my record. 6 and 2. If you have that kind of record as an investor, you're gonna make some money. You'll never go broke making a profit. As a candidate for the people, I solemnly swear I won't misappropriate the funds. I won't spend them at Myrtle Beach golf courses. I won't gas up a corporate jet to fly to Tulum. I won't fund arms dealers in the Middle East with Stinger missiles and Harrier jets. I won't buy a bunch of stupid shit.
I open a savings account in your name. That way, 500 years later, it'll be worth billions. Billions.
Oh, I like money.
There it is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
In all seriousness, times are tough, and any proceeds we receive will be going towards avoiding eviction, keeping the lights on, medicating Clark with all of his health concerns, and feeding our gracious guests. Once again, if you feel you've been given value by us, it takes a little extra effort to like and subscribe. Guys, if you're watching, smash that thumbs up button. This is your notification that the Good Faith Podcast is now available not only on YouTube, but Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, Amazon Music, Samsung Podcast, Listen Notes, iHeartRadio, Pandora, and RSS.com. We'll keep pushing out these episodes so long as our fellowship stays growing. Here's a shout out to our faraway friends in Christchurch, Kenya, Zambia, Nigeria, Venezuela, Uruguay, Brazil, Finland, San Diego, San Jose, San Francisco, Portland, Seattle, Cheyenne, Nebraska, Salt Lake City, Denver, Phoenix, Chattanooga, Winston-Salem, Birmingham, Atlanta, Lexington, Kansas City, St. Paul, St. Louis, Houston, Detroit, Nashville, Minneapolis, Milwaukee, South Bend, Richmond, D.C., Vancouver, Edmonton, Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa, Calgary, Harrisburg, Manchester, Albany, and New York City. You guys fill my heart with joy every time I see you pop up on the map. If you'd be so kind, chat while we're live and let us know where you're living, and we'll try and target your demographic with content specific to you. The path to notoriety will be for our listeners to spread the good word of the pod. If you have somebody in mind who would agree with our content, may be informed, or even if you want to ridicule us, send a link to your friends and family. All publicity is good publicity. Our objective is to have balance between the red and the blue. So if you have somebody in mind who enjoys listening to pods, please spread our channel. If you're interested in joining our movement, we represent the hashtag Iriubiamu movement. That stands for I respect you only because your opinion aligns with my own. It's okay to show love and tolerance to anybody with an aligned opinion. Feel free to disrespect anybody whose opinion does not mirror yours and to treat them with bratty toxicity. After all, respect is only earned by someone with an identical belief system as your own. Hashtag Iriubiamu.
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
All right, so now I want to introduce our guests. Guys, could you please tell me your name, age, occupation, and highest level of education completed?
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Hi, everybody. My name's Scott, Scott Rary. I am 64 years old, to be 65. I live here in the Morrisville, Pennsylvania area, and also in Bradenton, Florida. I split time between both areas. And what was the other question, Chris?
Your occupation.
Yes. I work for a pharmaceutical company. I am an executive director focused on precision medicine. I also help found a small startup biotech company in Tampa, Florida called Solera. I can mention the name of that company because I'm on the board of directors and I'm allowed to speak for the company.
Okay.
So I both sit on the board of directors for that company and I'm an executive with a large pharmaceutical company.
Okay. And your highest level of education completed?
Thank you. Yes. So I have a master's degree as my highest level of education, a master's degree from Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland.
All right, go. What's their mascot?
Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays. Okay. Do you like The Wire? Did you ever watch The Wire?
I did not. I did not watch The Wire.
My aunt, I believe, got a doctorate from Johns Hopkins.
Okay.
Yeah. Russ.
All right. So I'm not going to be nearly as impressive as Scott here. Keep that checklist handy. I'm going to need to refer back to it. So yeah, my name is Russell Hackius. I am in the field of sales for a company that's involved in industrial automation. It's a great gig. I love it. Well, yeah, I would say I love it. Highest level of, maybe I'll get to education in a second. I currently live up in the Lehigh Valley with my wife and 2 kids, soon to be 3. And my highest level of completion is high school for my education, which I find really, a blessing for me that I only finished high school and I'm able to have what I have. So,
Dang! What's up with all these books?
I'm not anti-education, but on this podcast I try and kind of like steer some people who are indecisive about what they want to do with their life. I try and steer them away from getting into like 6 figures of debt at modern academia, which I think is like basically an indoctrination camp, to teach kids, a bunch of shit that they might not know. If you're going to be a have a pharmaceutical store.
Said, don't let him lie to you. He's anti-education.
I'm anti-education. All right, fuck education. But yeah, like if you're gonna be on the board of directors of like a pharmaceutical startup, it might be necessary to have a master's in what's your degree in?
It's actually an MS in finance with a focus on international capital markets, but my undergraduate is biology with a chemistry minor. So when I say Hopkins, everybody thinks it's medical.
Yeah.
But it's not. It was actually business.
Okay. But yeah, so like I mean, I'm not saying that all fucking college education is obsolete, but I think for
not all college education is equal either.
Yeah, like I think a lot of.
Sorry, I don't think Scott is paying off his student debts anymore.
Well, I work. You said, but remember, I'm 64, right? So
fair enough too.
When I was going to school, the only loan I got, and I was afraid to ask my dad for it, was $1,200 from my dad because I would work in a restaurant in Florida, and then that's just I paid for my
said, "Oh no, Chris hates business degrees."
Yeah, but you know what? I'm going to say that
Rachel
about education.
said, "Who's the weirdo on the right?"
Wait, who's
That's
Rachel?
my sister.
Oh, okay. Hi, Rachel. Thank you. Hey, Rachel, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, we look forward to having you with us every week.
I hesitated before sharing the link.
But some of the education stuff, I think it is credibility. Because if I think about like what did I really learn, certain things I think like science and stuff. But in business, quite frankly, I have multiple personas. I think my business person is actually 8 years old. His nickname is Bicycle. So, but people and stuff like that, because when I was a kid growing up in Miami, it was like crazy. So I just go out on my bike and go out and get STP stickers. That's where I learned to talk to people and listen. And so I think the education is sometimes just a piece of paper. That's what I told my kids. One of them has one. My son, who lives in central Pennsylvania, he went to Purdue, didn't work out, and he's doing just fine. Very happy.
I'm on the same page with you. It's just a piece of paper. It tells whoever's looking to hire you, hey, I'm willing to put up with a bunch of menial bull crap and do the paperwork and the mundane stuff to get to where I need to be. In most cases, I think. Back when I was still in the hunt for some sort of a degree of mechanical engineering, once I got to like calculus 3 or 4 or whatever, I realized really all I needed to learn was trigonometry, and I could have stopped right there and known everything I needed to know. I think the rest is just kind of a shakedown to keep, getting what they can out of me.
Terrence Boyle
This is a long
Jr.
one.
said, "We don't need no education. We don't need no thought control, no dark sarcasm in the classroom. Teacher, leave them kids alone."
That was Beyonce, right?
Yeah, I think it was Cardi B actually. And all right, so we said okay, gotcha. And guys, I'm your host Ninja Bullock. I'm 33. My occupation is I I wear a lot of different hats. My 9 to 5 is I'm a life skills coach for a private school with for adults with autism. I am also a photographer and face painter for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm a podcast
Kate
host.
said, "Hello, gentlemen."
Hey, Kate. Good to have you here. I hope Easton is feeling better. I hope he's at least tucked in, and I hope you can get Dev to join us because I love talking to Dev. My third occupation is I'm a podcast host. My fourth occupation is I'm a value investor, and I'm turning into a swing trader in my Roth IRA. Haven't become profitable with that yet, but like with a lot of this entrepreneurial shit, you have to.
Kate said, "And he paints incredible artwork, and thank you." Dev is working, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Well, you got to pay the cost to be the boss. Dev is my friend Dev is I think a vice president at a what is it, like a financial management firm. He's basically like a hedge fund guy, so it's 7:15 on a Friday, and he's still hard at work. That's how it is,
That ain't for me.
But it is kind of for me. I just I would like to do it myself. So I value invest, and I'm trying to learn how to swing trade profitably. Not necessarily sure I'll.
Kate said, "Senior Vice President, almost Managing Director."
Okay.
That works.
And my highest level of education completed is an associate's degree in liberal arts. Guys, can you tell me your relationship status and the duration of your longest relationship?
Russ.
Currently married. Have been with my wife for over 11 years now. Married for, I better get this right. It's going to be 4 years this year. So
Okay.
Currently 3.
All right. Okay, so you're at a baby rate of about 1 a year.
Well, I mean, our oldest is 10.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we have a 1-year-old, and then another one coming soon.
And do you care to disclose what their genders are?
Boy, and then this next one, we're expecting it to be a girl if all the blood tests are correct.
Okay. Nice. And do you have any plans to stop, or are you just gonna keep on going?
So, Me personally, if I was able to, I would have 30 kids. I would, and if my wife was willing, of course. But in terms of space in our house and just the sheer finances of it all, I think 3 might be the round number that we cap it at.
Okay. It's a good number.
Yeah.
And Scott?
Well, my relationship is currently single. Still working on the ridding the introject of the X out of my head. So yes, my longest relationship, those 20 plus years with my first wife, who bore both of my children. So I say 20 plus years. Actually, we probably were together 23 years. With one relationship in between. I basically had in my adult life, which I say started at age 28 when I got sober, three primary relationships.
Okay, so let me do the math. You said you got sober at 28, so you've been sober for 37 years?
Coming up on 37.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you. Well, one day at a time.
Yeah.
I'm okay to divulge that. I hope it's okay to do that.
Oh yeah. We we're not an AA podcast, but like I do like to celebrate people's health and wellness. So if people make the decision that they want to quit drugs and alcohol, I'm always very encouraging of it. Obviously, if people are able to indulge recreationally in drugs and alcohol, good for you. But I can't.
So the podcast stands for positive mental health, or any mental health is acceptable.
Well, I encourage people to be their best and to feel their best.
I like that. I like people just to be who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And an accomplishment almost 4 decades in the making, I think, deserves applause.
Yeah. Yeah, even if if people are achieving their weight loss goals, if people are
Terrence
achieving
Boyle Jr. said, "Woohoo, 37 years."
Yeah.
Almost.
Let's not count these chickens, or count these ducks before they hatch. And I am single. The longest relationship is about 3 years. If you guys are comfortable, could you share your orientation?
Just straight.
Straight.
Pretty boring.
Yeah, straight DM.
Yeah, I'm straight as well. And I've had a lot of I've had a couple of homosexuals on the show, and I'm all encouraging of it. I just feel like our content is our content specifically deals with the intersexual dynamics of heterosexual relationships. So I feel like that's where the most value can be received from our stuff.
So you're saying it's more value in heterosexual people than homosexual people?
Yeah, is that homophobic?
It's a hell of a take.
Wait.
Instead of going around him, he just banging and banging and banging. When a guy's banging you.
And now can I have your spiritual beliefs?
Roman Catholic.
All right.
I would best classify myself as a metaphysical Christian.
Okay. What is that? I'm interested in maybe becoming that as well.
It's a combination of many things. I think the most spiritual the spiritual book that I relate to the most is one called A Course in Miracles, and it was actually channeled and I believe a lot of what's said in that book was really the word, or the logos, as was discussed during the times of the person Jesus. But I would say when he said that I will be with you always, I really believe that that's true. But I believe not in the human form. I really believe it's a spiritual form. And I also happen to believe, and this is where I kind of diverge a little bit from some of the traditional religions, that Jesus was a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe, and he says in A Course in Miracles, that the goal of any teacher is to what? What are they looking to teach their students?
Self-reliance, or
to learn what they learned.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe every one of us is capable to learn and be led that way.
That's a good thought. I like that.
Yeah. So we got a couple of rules of engagement. Now, I don't anticipate...
Light of Wisdom said, "What's up, everyone? Hope you're all well."
Yo, Light, I really appreciate you, especially because I don't know you. You're just like you're like the first real like rando that I've gotten onto my fan base. So I really appreciate you, and I really do intend to start watching some of your content and to give you a little bit of patronage. Really appreciate you for giving me your patronage.
There's not one of those Chinese bots.
No, all right, because I met Light of Wisdom through this site, which I've like to grow my following, because I'm not gonna be able to like just fucking meet random people on the street and be like, hey, watch my podcast. So I go to these like Pakistani, Bangladeshi sub groups, and they're like,
Grinder.
buddy, you watch my content, I watch your content, we subscribe to each other, buddy. And I'm like, all right, yeah, fuck it. Like, there's like, all right, watch me drive around in a 4Runner with an AK-47 yelling death to the infidels. So I'm like, yeah, good for you, yeah, all right. So that's how I met Light of Wisdom, and he's actually become like a reliable.
Love the name.
Yeah. He lives in Toronto, and he's all about America. He wants to become an American. So
Not on our watch.
all right, so we got some rules of engagement. Rule number 1 is respect. The good
Light
faith...
of Wisdom said, "I'm not a bot, I can assure you that."
I believe you. The bots are just like complicitly absent. They subscribe and then they disappear into the ethos of the internet. Rule number 1 is respect. The Good Faith Podcast endeavors to harbor a culture of respect. Although some topics may be contentious in nature...
Light of Wisdom said, "I actually left that group, had a bunch of bots sub to my account, and it was bad."
Huh. Interesting. I'd like to hear more about that.
It was just a joke. I didn't think it was.
No. Although some topics may be contentious in nature, it's of paramount importance that a general good faith exists between us. It's perfectly acceptable to attack another's opinion or mentality, but ad hominem attacks are strictly prohibited. Rule number 2 is honesty. Upon your arrival on the show, it's expected of you not to be deliberately obstinate. Due to the complex discussions that we embark on, a certain level of creativity and imagination is necessary. The above withstanding, you may be asked to step outside of your worldview and think of things from a hypothetical perception, and if asked to, a stubborn, I don't know, or deeply entrenched failure to conceive alternative ideas is harmful to the good spirit of healthy conversation. Rule number 3 is trust. We trust that our guests on the panel will refrain from any hate speech. Don't talk about any particular demographics, and general avoidance of anything that could be considered a violation of the terms of services on the platforms and publishers that we choose to post on. Nudity is strictly prohibited, and in efforts to preserve our reputation, we request that guests of the show please especially avoid intolerant language of Italians. Don't call them greaseballs, guineas, wops, dagos. The only wop that we want to hear on the show is wet ass pussy.
Okay, so you're appropriately whopping, which means your pH levels are perfectly balanced.
Eat it up, N-word. Catch a charge.
All jokes aside, I really do detest the use of the F word, the N word, and the R word. El Gato may chime in with popular culture sound bites, and may even go as far as dropping an N-bomb, but if you'll note, they, them are black. That's their word.
It's Nerf or nothing.
What's Nerf? What?
Nerf?
What like
You don't remember those little foam balls you would throw back?
Oh, yeah.
The
Oh, yeah.
tagline was, "It's Nerf or nothing."
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Just be a little cheeky.
No, rule number 4 is consideration. Nobody wants to listen to some diatribe by one person except this one. So please consider the air of the room. We ask all members contribute equally with their communications and to have a somewhat internal clock when speaking. It might sound like this if you were getting ushered to a swift conclusion.
You're making a mess. You either do it right or you don't do it.
But I want to do it.
You're done. You are done.
You're done. You're done.
You're fucking done, son.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says back it up.
I really don't. I have that in there for like comic relief. I don't even. I did one time. I like I played the wrap it up button for someone who was going on like a little bit too long, and then I felt like absolutely terrible inside for like fucking stifling his conversation. So it's just, you know. Rule number 5 is fun. The 5th rule is to have fun. We aim at the Good Faith Podcast to build a culture of fun and debate in an attempt to reach across the aisle and perhaps educate and learn things from the many walks of life. Remember, only boring people get bored. We have a P.O. box if you find yourself, whining, kerfluffled, confused, flabbergasted. Our complaints the P.O. box for our complaints and grievances department is 123. Up your fucking ass. Go fuck yourself. Seriously, we do endeavor to create a safe space for constructive feedback, and we will consider all complaints and grievances. Finally, a philosophy of curiosity is welcomed. Instead of criticizing a viewpoint you don't understand, please seek to understand it. And our final rule is integrity. Mean what you say and say what you mean. If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. Prattle isn't helpful towards providing a prescription for helping folks. A lot of the conversational topics are phrased in a binary form, like would you rather this or that. While the nature of most opinions falls somewhere in the middle of two extremes, I understand this, we ask you to please try and identify which pole you lean towards. The purpose of this is because we aim to graph data based on our findings, and while you can't graph, I don't know, it's a little bit of both. So if the question is which is better with peanut butter, jelly, or chocolate, I don't know, they're both so good, isn't adequate. So, Russ, peanut butter or jelly or chocolate with your peanut butter, which is better?
Tasting or for me?
Tasting. Which do you prefer eating?
Of
Okay.
course, chocolate.
I disagree.
Well, I mean, you're allowed to be wrong.
Wait.
Erroneous! Erroneous!
Scott?
Chocolate, no doubt.
Chocolate? Fucking...
Erroneous!
Not even close.
Erroneous!
I like jelly with my peanut butter, but that's just me, I guess.
That's been my struggle meal for years, but it's more just fuel for me. I'm not, taking a bite and going,
I love a good peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, me too, with chocolate milk.
Reese's Cups.
So everybody, our fragrance of the week, we'll start off with this little Nick Jonas Blue. It opens with top notes of mandarin, orange, pink pepper, cascalone, and lime. It's got middle notes of lavender, mint, sage, rosemary, and hedione. If you guys are interested in trying it on, you're welcome to. It's a nice light fragrance. It's not something that's gonna overpower you. You know, like a lady's got to get like nice and close in order to be in order
So
to
this
smell
is
it.
not for the lady. This is for the man.
Oh yeah.
It smells good, but it's a little generic.
D-Rob
Yeah,
said, imagine liking jelly and chocolate.
I'm trying to.
I like jelly and chocolate
that's
together too.
perverted.
Like I'm sure. I think there's like Ferrero Rochers or some type of chocolate with like a jelly inside. But yeah, like it's a good fragrance.
It actually is a good fragrance.
Doesn't come on too strong. It is a little generic though. It's not.
I would wear it.
It's not my favorite scent that I've ever had. Thank you. But yeah, you guys should check it out. Shirt of the
D-Rob said, Ferrero Rocher is hazelnut.
whatever. Shirt of the week. It's no tuck. Even though I got it tucked in, I had to rock the green and black for the Eagles. Slacks of the week. I think they're like Hager or something like that. Hat of the week. No, I had to go with the fucking birds, baby. Caw! Book of the week is the 33 Strategies of War, and I want to break them down with you guys. It's by the influencer of the week, who's Robert Greene. And if you guys have never read a Robert Greene book, he's a phenomenal writer. Everything that he writes is amazing. Like, I think he's a very articulate guy. And while we're staying in this vein about war and shit, the stock of the week's Lockheed Martin. It's, one of the biggest positions I got in my portfolio, and it just had an awful week. So now's a great time to be buying it because I believe that it has nowhere to go but up. So
Katie Crawford said, go birds.
Go birds. I need to get some more I don't think I have any.
My man!
I don't have any Eagles sound bites. I really should. So our mission statement's to empower primarily men. This is a men's self-improvement podcast, but like I'm not above empowering women.
Light of Wisdom said, Eagles are about to beat Casey.
Let's fucking go!
I feel that. I'm a believer this year. I wasn't really on board with the last trip to the bowl, but this time I'm feeling it.
Me too. So I'll get through our mission statement, and then I want to talk about the 5.
Rachel said, ELGSES Eagles.
I love our mayor for that. I need to get that soundbite.
Kate M. said, Rachel, I am cracking up face rolling on the floor laughing.
So, our mission statement, blah, 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 blah. Help men with self-improvement by discarding the chronic victim mentality and to thwart the feminine imperative by promoting average men to higher status and knocking some women down a peg, deflating their egos. To enrich our listeners so they may be financially free, filled with a purpose, setting goals, expanding their network, strengthening friendships, and becoming fitter. Now let's talk about what I think the 5 keys to Eagles victory are, right? So, and maybe I want to wait for Rye to say this. Peanut, if Peanut's listening, I will, I owe Peanut an apology for being of little faith. We are the Good Faith Podcast, but, like fucking 17 weeks ago, in the off season, Peanut was like, yeah, we're gonna be like a 12 or a 14 win team, and I'm like, yeah, bullshit. We're gonna fucking miss the playoffs, and I was dead wrong. Peanut was as right as could be because he's a
hopeful optimist, as much Eagles fans are. I can be caught in that at times, but the way last season ended, we had no reason to think they would have any kind of a positive win record because we fell apart, and they never really gave us a reason as to why. I guess now it's pointless. It's all a moot point. So we're in the bowl. We're gonna win it. Cool. And I just see for your top 5 keys, it's just 5 pictures of Saquon Barkley, which is fair. But
so, here's the thing. Key 1 is lean heavily on the 2-headed run game that is so difficult to defend. I don't want to gloss over how effective Hurts is as a runner. Like Hurts is basically a running back.
Crawford said, it was on our calendar to check in with you in November, face rolling on the floor laughing.
I was dead wrong. I was fucking erroneous. I really was.
Erroneous.
But the first key is lean heavily on the 2-headed run game that's so difficult to defend. The last time we played the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl, what did Jalen Hurts run in a hat trick, I think? Am I wrong about that? I feel like he ran in 3 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion, if I'm not mistaken.
D-Rob said, should I remind you about the Bills being the worst team in the league too?
Yeah, definitely wrong about that as well. I'm happy to be wrong about this kind of shit. Key 2 to victory. Deploy Chauncey Johnson and Reed Blankenship to blanket Travis Kelce.
Kelly Bullock said, hi.
Hi, Mom. Deploy the 2 safeties to blanket Travis Kelce the whole game. I don't know what Zach Ertz just did against us, but I think it was like at least 9 catches for 90 yards, maybe even more production than that. Like,
I think we forgot that Zach Ertz is Zach Ertz. I mean,
yeah.
Why is he flying to the radar so much? He's a top end player.
He's old, but
I don't see how some tight ends just. You wonder. There's certain, like Greg Olsen again. I'm a Tampa Bay Bucks fan, and when we play the Panthers, Greg Olsen he was guaranteed 150 plus yards, and it was every game. We played them in the division, and I just don't get how you can't defend that or at least limit it. Because you know what, we'll see what they can do. But is it that hard to put a strategy around a tight end that you know is going to get the ball?
Yeah, I feel like the blind spots are weird sometimes. Like they'll cover him, but then again, the only time we see him get the ball is when we do let up on coverage a bit. So maybe we cover him for so long, we figured, okay, they're not going to go to him right now. Maybe we'll focus on, these receivers.
Yeah. But although, let's face it, when the Bucs played...
D-Rog said,
in
because
Super
it's
Bowl,
so much easier said than done, you do that
really
and
worked.
someone else gets open.
9 points.
Yeah, but I mean, I think we're all in agreement. Travis Kelce, not that Zach Ertz is not good, but Travis Kelce is a much better talented tight end than Zach Ertz. So
He must die.
So we need to blanket him with both the safeties the whole game. If DeAndre Hopkins and fucking Xavier Worthy beat us, oh no, you know what I mean. But like I don't want to see us fail to game plan to contain Travis Kelce.
I think we can handle Mrs.
Would
Taylor Swift.
would you sacrifice a couple of personal files to take him out?
I want to beat them. I want to beat them 100%. I want to beat. I want to beat them the way that your Bucks beat them.
Okay.
Not taking anybody out of the game, just straight up dominating them.
I did go back and watch the highlights from that game just for some catharsis. Yes, not even the refs can save you here.
So speaking of wrong takes,
D-Rog said, Zach Ertz had 4 more TDS than Kelce this year.
I mean, yeah. So speaking of wrong takes and speaking of the commies, this guy Kev Masurgian, this is like one of the worst takes of all time, said, Commanders having one of the worst off seasons I can recall from a new regime. Zach Ertz, Austin Eckler, Bobby Wagner as their marquee signings. Retread head coach Dan Quinn, who was far from first choice, and ass backwards Kingsbury at OC. Cherry on top will be if they pass on May for Daniels.
Oh my God.
He's just wrong on every single thing that he said.
He's even wrong on the bonus.
A lot of it I was kind of like, okay, that's speculation. But when you say Daniels, I'm like, oh, that guy is too good.
Okay. Darn. Yeah. Otherwise, it would have been Bucky Irving.
Oof. I mean, great player. All right, number three key to beating them is to do what your Bucks did and pressure Mahomes like crazy. Now, I mean, we don't.
D-Rob said, Eckler had a terrible fumble.
I'm not sure if we have the pass rush that your Bucks had, and it really would have been. The only thing that would have made our season any more perfect would have been if Devin White could have been like a contributing member of our defense. But I think we need to employ Zach Bond to be that Devin White, like just that middle linebacker who's able to just go with these schemed up blitzes and take Mahomes down, because that was really what did it.
I would tell you it's got to be FTH from the edge.
Mm-hmm.
Both sides. I would say that's more important than the middle.
Yeah, like I mean, obviously, fucking Jalen Carter is a force, and I even love how like Milton Williams has come into his own, and Nolan Smith, obviously. Yeah. I kind of don't. I think it's going to be a lot like last Super Bowl. I'm hoping it's not, but what was there? We didn't touch Mahomes last Super Bowl, so I think this being in a dome hopefully will give us some type of advantage.
There's no experimental grass this time.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that we're able to get our footing a lot better than last year.
I don't think it's going to be that close. I think it might come pretty close to being a blowout.
I think it's possible too, especially if you give Saquon Barkley 35 touches, you give Jalen Hurts like 10 or 15 touches, we don't even need to necessarily throw the ball much.
Yeah, I guess
you
their
did
coverage is pretty good.
Very well last game. Both.
Yeah. Key number 4, play a clean game and with very little slipping occurring and few penalties. So we just talked about the slipping. The penalties, though, I mean, I don't know if you believe this, but everybody in Philadelphia believes that the NFL treats Mahomes like this golden boy. If you touch him too roughly, then it's a flag. We cannot get beat by the refs.
It's no more belief than saying water is wet. Is belief. It's pretty transparent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Bucks fan, and I would totally agree.
Yeah. So
I mean, I saw the difference between the calls Mahomes would get, and then Baker Mayfield would get crushed.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yep. So we can't play a game against the Chiefs and against the refs. It needs to be. We need to play our most disciplined game of the season. Number 5 is honestly, I don't want to get into a close game with the Chiefs. Period. We got to blow the doors off the Superdome because Patrick Mahomes' postseason record when he is when he's trailing in the fourth quarter, he's 8 for 8 in playoff fourth quarter drives. Like in playoff fourth quarter game winning drives, Mahomes is 8 for 8. He always wins them. So if it's close in the fourth quarter, I don't like it. I want to treat them like the dirty rotten commies and fucking beat them shortly after halftime. You know what I mean? Because I think the commies are very similar, and if you give the commies a competitive game in the fourth quarter, Jaden Daniels is gonna make you regret it. So the only way to beat teams like that is just to fucking hold their face down in the puddle and just snuff the life out of them.
Said, IDK how you don't mention winning the turnover battle, that's been the biggest thing.
That's the most cliche thing that
It's the truth.
Katie Crawford said, agree, need to get way out in front of the Chiefs and not give him a chance to come back.
And having Bond out there and others, I mean, yeah, the punching game has been outstanding. Just getting that ball out.
Yeah, I love the late addition of Oren Burks. He's looking great in replacing Nakobe Dean. I mean, Zach Bond was the fucking free agent signing of a lifetime. You know, he's
more than Saquon.
Well, shit. I mean, that's like fucking saying which is better, like a gram of diamonds or a fucking ounce of gold. Like they're both amazing, you know. Yeah, I mean those two guys have double-handedly brought us to the fucking Super Bowl, you know. So and Jalen Hurts, dude. Jalen Hurts is the glue that keeps this team together. So if we just lean on our best players.
Said, you had 3 key fumbles last week and the Eagles are 23-1 when winning the turnover battle.
I think a lot of teams are probably having a very good record when they're winning the turnover battle.
Stripping a possession is a pretty big factor. Now, do you think they're going to be running Shipley?
I hope. I mean, we're only giving Shipley the ball if we're out by 3 scores. I don't think, late in the game. I don't think we're going to be utilizing him if it's a close game.
He did more than Gainwell did most of the season.
I like Shipley a lot. I really do. But, I no offense, don't want to see him much in this Super Bowl, you know. All right, so we got this little exercise that we do where we
D-Log said, yes, exactly, proves my point.
We got this exercise where we make a Mount Rushmore so everyone can contribute. So I want to know, what is the Mount Rushmore of football movies? Anybody, you can, just call them out if one pops into your head.
Well, I mean, the obvious is Remember the Titans. That's got to be number 1.
For me, it's not actually. Do you put it on there?
Oh, but for me, it's the original Longest Yard. With
okay, all right. I think Longest Yard belongs on there for sure.
Original one.
I love the Adams. I love the Adam Sandler one, but okay, I'm putting it on there.
Go vintage on that one.
I want to put Any Given Sunday on there.
Okay.
You agree?
I'm okay with that. I mean, it's not a movie, but I do love the 2002 Tampa Bay Bucks highlights.
Okay.
CD.
And now
But that's not a movie, right?
I suppose it could be. It's a movie, I guess.
Well, everyone loves that one done by Disney. You know that
Invincible you're talking about?
The garbage picking, field goal kicking Philadelphia phenomenon by Tony Danza.
I've never seen it.
Starring Tony Danza.
I have to say, I'm not because I love the NFL. I mean, since I was 4 years old, I was watching Leroy Kelly, Jim Brown, and I was just glued to the TV. And for me, there's never been like a football movie really that's caught me, except that original Youngest. All the other ones, I'm like, I wouldn't even take time to watch them.
Well, as maybe like kind of a pivot, what sports movies do you prefer? Like what particular sport?
I like baseball ones.
I was gonna go there. I was gonna go there too. It's really hard to beat baseball.
I didn't include that on this, but it's because I have favoritism
Ryan
towards.
McMullen said.
Would you say?
Moneyball.
Yeah. We're talking football though, right?
Yeah. Let's round it out.
Sorry.
Do we want to put
D-Log said Major League.
Oh God, yeah.
Do we want to put Remember the Titans on our Mount Rushmore?
For football, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I can't really think of.
You have to.
And what? All right, and to round it out, do we put Invincible? What else really is there?
For Invincible, I would put it on there not for the merit, but just go Birds.
Yeah, we're gonna put Invincible, I guess. All right.
What was the one with? Oh gosh. I think it was Sandler. The coach was the guy from The Godfather. Oh gosh, I'm blanking on his name.
That's Any Given Sunday.
That's Any Given Sunday. Yeah, okay, that one.
Yeah, I put that on there because I love that movie.
There's some good basketball ones too. But
really good movie. If you guys have not seen it, he's a compulsive gambler, and he's like he's a jeweler in New York City, and he comes across this jewel that everyone in the movie seems to believe is like imbued with mystical powers. So Kevin Garnett gets fixated on it, and just like, it's just like a great movie about like this fucking 15-leg parlay that he makes, and bets the farm on this one basketball parlay, and it's just a great drama.
Gambling addicts be warned.
I love a good gambling addict. I'm gonna put Uncut Gems. Does anyone have any other basketball movies to go on there?
Movies,
what are some of them that are out there?
There's
D-Log said Space Jam for basketball.
Oh fuck yeah! Gotta go Space Jam for sure.
God, that one escapes me. Not the LeBron one.
No, definitely the MJ one.
Stop it. Get some help.
What about Coach Carter? Have you guys seen Coach Carter?
You know what? I have not.
Scott?
No.
Coach Carter? I like Coach Carter a lot. I put Coach Carter on there, and then there's also the Basketball Diaries, which is kind of more about like
Kelly Bullock
drugs.
said Air Jordan. D-Rog said I haven't seen the LeBron one, but for sure the MJ one.
The LeBron one's trash.
You come out of
D-Rog said Airbud for all sports.
Airbud's always
Airbud.
I forget the name of it. It was a documentary though. It was a series on the Bulls.
The Last Dance.
Yes.
Was it really
would that
good?
be a movie? But that wouldn't really be a movie.
I accept that. It's a docu-series. It's a docu-series.
I would put that one on. That would be the one I would put on the list.
Have you ever seen Winning Time? Speaking of basketball shows, it's about the what were they, like the '87 Lakers Dream Team? Well, I'm not sure what year they were, but I think it was in like the late '80s. I think. Was
Shaq on that?
No, it was like Magic and Kareem.
Oh, and Kareem, yeah.
Norm
and
Nixon,
Worthy, James Worthy. Was
yeah. It's a really good one. The guy that they got to play Magic Johnson looks exactly like
Ryan
the real
McMullen
Magic Johnson.
said late 70s, early 80s.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Well, a buddy of mine does a podcast actually called, he's a local guy, Uriah Young. He's one of my neighbors. He does an NBA podcast. It's called NBA Now and Then, where he compares current players with players from the past, and it's pretty cool. Like not only their play, but their backgrounds and all of that. So, yeah, but you might want to get. I'll see if if you do a basketball show, I'll see if we can get him on.
Okay.
I think about that. The legends of the sport. It's like, boy, I feel like I'd come out of it pretty depressed if I saw a matchup of like Shohei Ohtani versus Babe Ruth. Just gets creamed.
Yeah, baseball, yeah.
All right, so
D-Rob said, is the stream buffering a...
Peanut says it is, so... But, like, my OBS says that it's good. A second ago, it just said the bit rate was... See, I'm not, like... You restart it in your streaming software. The fuck? I don't know how to fuck with this.
Ryan McMullen said, yes, buffering for me a ton.
Okay. Let me see if I can change the bit rate.
Well, to avoid dead air, you got anything else? How about, say, hockey? Hockey movies?
We could do... Wait, did we, I want to round out our Mount Rushmore. Is there a fourth basketball movie besides Basketball Diaries?
Well,
I'm not sure if there even is.
There's a couple of Disney Channel originals that are plenty crappy, but they meet the criteria of being a basketball movie. Well, we didn't even really round out the baseball movies either, right? Because I was thinking Hardball. Do you remember that one?
Oh, I love Hardball.
Kelly Bullock said, is tat the term for giving off and on? D-Rog said, love and basketball.
Is that the term for getting... Message retracted. Oh, what the fuck? All right, fuck it. I'm just gonna do Basketball Diaries. And how about... I mean, if you guys want to do... Okay, how about this? Mount Rushmore of halftime shows. Because I am not looking forward to Kendrick Lamar. I think it's going to be...
D-Rog said, what about EGOT game?
Oh, what about Celtic Pride? Celtic Pride should go in there. Have you guys ever seen that?
No.
Celtic Pride's a good one. What about... Did you guys really like Dr. Dre's halftime show? No, yeah. Did you guys like Bruno Mars' halftime show?
He's very talented. I like his stuff, but
What's the Bucks one?
The Bucks one was The Weeknd?
Oh, Prince.
Prince? Okay.
D-Rog said, I love how Chris just ignores mine to talk about his.
Well, I mean, I like, he got game... I don't know. I'm not sure if I've ever seen it, but I definitely like Celtic Pride. I think it belongs in there.
I think in 1969, the halftime show was the Florida A&M marching band. Just kidding.
Well, but yeah, I know I have seen Prince's performance on like YouTube and stuff, and I do recall that being lauded as one of the better halftime shows that ever happened. I think the Stones, the Who.
Stones were good.
Yeah.
I forgot the Who. Yeah, that's right. You're picking all the old music. I'm a huge Tom Petty fan. I loved seeing him on there, but I wouldn't put that up there with like Prince.
Yeah.
Wait,
that was a show.
Did anyone mention the Who?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I love the Who. I think the Who belongs in there. You want to put Prince? I'm fine with Prince. Not Katy Perry, not J-Lo, not Shakira, not.
That's probably the most memorable. I would say that the Katy Perry is probably the most.
with the dancing sharks.
Yeah.
What about?
My kids were younger. So
what about
all we talked about was
JT and Janet Jackson for
that
memorable?
That was memorable.
But then also
memorable.
I like that. But the one that Katy Perry had that made it actually pretty good was when they had the surprise of Missy Elliott.
D-Rob said, I was waiting for someone to say JT.
Oh shit.
I mean, so many more outrageous things have happened in our timeline that like that Janet Jackson thing is almost like an afterthought now. Like, I mean, by today's standards, that's pretty tame.
Because that was Justin. It was her and Justin Timberlake, right?
Yeah. And Justin Timberlake was at like the beginning of his solo career right there.
Yeah. It seems like it's hard to imagine, but that was many, many years ago.
Oh yeah. I don't even remember what I don't recall which year though. If it was 2000 or 02 or what.
Are you like a computer guy? Do you know if I make the bit rate down or up? No. All right. Well, I'm just gonna like.
I'm not your guy on that either.
I'm just gonna let this shit go and hope that we don't, hope that it doesn't get fucked.
Yeah, the screen doesn't drop out or anything.
It says excellent connection, so whatever.
Oh, it's lying to us.
So we got the Who, Prince, JT, and Janet. Who should round it out? Do we want to go Left Shark and Katie?
We also said the Stones. But just to avoid keeping it all older
D-Rock
acts,
said it was 2004.
Oh, wow. That's actually more recent than I thought it would be.
All right, so
you got Katy Perry. It was actually not a bad show, and it was memorable. It was talked about. It might have been the most talked about one. Right. The other thing that was maybe Whitney Houston's Star Spangled Banner, but that's not a halftime show.
Well, I was thinking, I had mentioned earlier that Missy Elliott popping out by surprise was a nice little callback to some actually halfway decent music. But she was definitely...
D-Rock said, still 21 years ago I was 11 years old.
All right, now let's do a Mount Rushmore of video games you have fond memories of. And anyone will do. I think probably my favorite video game of all time, the video game that I first got when I first got an Xbox, I want to go Call of Duty Black Ops.
Hey, see, you get me into a thing with nostalgia and video games, I'm not going to shut up. So
just say your ultimate favorite.
You're asking me to pick a favorite child here, man. So I will let Scott, if he has anything.
I'm 64. So for me, I didn't even like the one I used to got mostly for Christmas with my son, and I would play what's the NFL one?
Madden.
Tecmo Bowl.
Madden. Shit.
And I'll
pretty much it.
I'll call all Maddens the same because they basically are
D-Rog said Banjo-Kazooie, Mario Party 2, Super Smash Bros. N64, Spyro Riptus Rage.
You're speaking my language there. My most played has got to be Mario 64. I got soft spots for Kingdom Hearts, the Mass Effect series, but any Legend of Zelda. But
any love for Fallout?
You know what? I've tried a few times, and I don't hate it, but it's just, it did not grab me the way it grabbed other people. I could say the same thing for Halo as well.
Yeah.
I really wish it grabbed me the way it grabbed other people, but for me, when it comes to what I think about when I look back finally on my days with video games is playing on Xbox Live with you, whether if it was Black Ops, Zombies, or...
Kelly Bullock said, Chris, you first watched Tony Hawk.
Ooh, Tony Hawk. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Played a lot of that.
What about what is it? Elden Ring or Skyrim? Were you big on that?
I like Skyrim. I just kind of stopped playing it for no reason other than I just didn't turn my Xbox on after I played a couple of rounds.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. It's a great game.
Yeah.
I just didn't follow through.
That's kind of surprising given your taste in genre and in the kingdoms and the dragons and shit.
I save a lot of that, the high fantasy for book reading.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna put Sea of Thieves just because it's such a immersive game that you can just get lost in for 8 hours, and I've never played a game quite like that.
It's not talked about enough. That's surprising to me. Well, one that I think kind of comes close with the immersive and large experience is No Man's Sky.
See, I gave that a try. It didn't get me, but when it was fairly new within its first year of being released, and apparently it has been updated a lot since then. But it was fun. It was cool, but I don't know. It just didn't get me that way.
I mean, sometimes you're just. You're taking a bite out of a chocolate cake the size of Mount Everest, and I was like, can I really do all this?
Yeah. And shit. I love Hitman too. Have you ever played any of the Hitmen?
I've seen a lot of Let's Plays of it, and it looks like a good time. But no, I never really dove in.
All right. Well, I don't even fucking know. What about some of the like arcade games. Like you could go like Pac-Man or something like
Yeah,
that.
I think Pac-Man was huge.
Like I think we got to give Pac-Man its flowers just because.
I mean, I would say yeah.
What about the side-scrolling beat 'em ups, man? Whether if it was
the Simpsons one.
The Simpsons.
The Simpsons one's good.
The X-Men. There's Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
A lot of great ones.
Yo, Simpsons came out with some quality games. There was Simpsons Hit and Run, which was the Crazy Taxi one. That was.
I think Hit and Run was like the GTA one.
Wasn't there a Road Rage?
No, yeah, it was Hit and Run was a taxi, and then Road Rage was the GTA one. Yeah.
Okay, I never played Road Rage, but I played a lot of Hit and Run, and I remember sitting in Peanut's bedroom, listening to Slim Shady LP and playing Simpsons Hit and Run.
I rented that from Blockbuster.
D-Rog said, or Donkey Kong.
I love Donkey Kong 64.
Donkey Kong has a lot of flavors, yeah. Well, so does Mario, but yeah, like when it went from the side-scrolling to the 3D, I have fond memories of that too.
This is weird. It keeps saying like it's like it's gonna end your stream shortly if there's no and then it's like, oh, connection is great. So what the fuck? YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming as such. Well, like I wish once.
You started before the season.
Yeah.
Before football season.
Yeah. All right, so quality.
Damn shame.
It's really good.
Let's.
Well, I'm gonna have this Anakin over. I like how the weight, the unit price. It's per pound. It's $20 and 74.67 per pound.
Per pound.
Nickel and dime like that before us.
Customization.
Have you ever had that happen before, Chris?
No, not. I mean, I recently switched over to this software called OBS. So I used to just do it on YouTube, but to get that like little bottom corner, it has to be it has to be through OBS, and I've had like a little bit of difficulty since switching over, but let's see if it's even. I think it says that we are going right now. Are we though, is the question. Oh, war movies. So I think that Saving Private Ryan absolutely deserves to be on it.
Well, do we want to do that, or do we want to maybe just have that be like the de facto, like, yeah, that's the free business today? What do you know for?
Yeah, I mean, like it's 100% like just it belongs there no matter what, you know. Really? Okay.
Light of Wisdom said, it's frozen for me right now.
Huh.
Can you hear us, though?
I think
there has to be an audio.
Yeah, I wonder. It's frozen for him, but... Oh, see... God damn it. Yeah, this is why I like it. Fix it. It's not. I think I might decide to say fuck CapCut or fuck OBS and just stream it like how I was. You know, I never had any problems when I was going through YouTube.
I mean, what you're with doing it through YouTube? All you're really losing is that second camera.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not even really worth it.
I'm sure the ladies will manage.
So, All right, so the book of the week is the 33 Strategies of War. These like really quickly. If you guys hear anything about this, you know, how we can apply it to crushing the Chiefs. Number 1 is declare war on your enemies. Our enemies are the fucking Chiefs. Number 2 is don't fight last war. That's important. We can't beat. Obviously we can't beat the Chiefs the way that we lost to them last time. You know what I mean? So don't get stuck in the last time we played them. We got to fight this war, not last war. And when things go south, don't go with them. You know, we got to especially stay, you know, fucking of sound mind and body in order to win this game. Create a sense of urgency. Once again, we don't want to, you know, take it easy for the first three quarters and then get into, you know, like crunch time in the fourth quarter. Let's just start hot, which has been a problem for the Eagles all season. Avoid the snares of groupthink. You know, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory.
If you agree with the groupthink.
I guess so. Segment your forces, you know, so, I mean, you kind of want to attack them on all fronts. You don't want to just be one-dimensional. You want to be, you know, multi-dimensional. Transform your war into a crusade. So we can't just, like, fucking beat the Chiefs because we want to. We need to, like, turn them into the villains and get everybody in America onto our side, you know. Choose your battles. This is big, you know. I struggle with this a lot of the time, you know. Little things get me off my A game, and I start to, you know, fucking digging my heels in. I gotta, you know, win this battle. A lot of battles are unwinnable and, you know, unimportant. Turn the tables. You know, if you are an underdog, turn the tables so you're an overdog. Maintain a strong. This is big for all of our men. I want us to be men of strength. Bide your time. So sometimes it's not going to be the time for you to strike. You know, you need to bide your time until you see a strategic weakness for you to act on. Know your enemy. This is definitely big for the Eagles. You know what I mean? The enemy that we are going against is a juggernaut. They're a dynasty in the NFL. You know what I mean? And the last dynasty in the NFL, we fucking dealt with them. But
we're talking about the refs, right?
Yeah, for sure. Indecision with speed, and I think this is where we will prevail. Like we're a faster, more talented team, so there's no reason why we should not be able to overwhelm them with our speed that we have on both sides of the ball.
We gotta get rid of the ball.
All the receivers are healthy, right?
Yep. Everybody is fully healthy except for Landon Dickerson, who's like a little banged up, but he's got like 2 weeks to heal up. I think he's going to be 100% by the time game time comes.
Got more faith in Dickerson than Jurgen because he has the back issue. That's tougher shit.
Yeah, but we got to control the dynamic. You know, if we play our game, we can't lose. But if we play their game, not gonna be good. Hit them where it hurts, and where it hurts for the Chiefs is they're fucking. I mean, they're really not that good of a team. If they didn't have the refs on their side, if they didn't have Patrick Mahomes, who's like the greatest quarterback in the league, if they didn't have Travis Kelce, who's one of the greatest tight ends in the league, they really wouldn't even be that good of a team. I really believe that.
Excuse me. Well, yeah, with Patrick Mahomes, his ability to scramble and throw a ball while scrambling on a dime, I mean, it's really hard to ignore that.
So I'll kind of go. If you guys are interested in reading about all of these different strategies of war, feel free to pick up the book, The 33 Strategies of War. But if you pick up anything by Robert Greene, I'm telling you, you're gonna enjoy what you read. He's a great author. Envelope the enemy. We got to do that by like flying Philadelphians down there so we can be a fucking loud, raucous crowd.
The kid was supposed to be envelop.
Yes. And envelop. Like I keep saying, don't let them hang around in this game. Just fucking end it. Take the line of least expectation. Occupy the moral high ground. This is big. Not just in football wars, but in the wars that you face in life. You know, always try and be on the right side of what is right.
Integrity.
You know, yeah, act with integrity.
D-Rog said, "You're not that good if they didn't have the 2 best players at their position."
I mean, you said that Travis Kelce did not play like the best tight end in football this year. I wouldn't say that he's.
We frozen?
It's like it's jumpy. Like the video quality's trash. I think the audio's coming through though, so it is what it is. Seem all your rivals enough hope. Give your rivals enough rope to hang. I like that. Take small bites. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Penetrate your foes' minds. Destroy from within. Dominate while seeming to submit. And then I thought this was the funniest one of the 33 strategies of war. 33. Sow uncertainty through acts of terror. So are you like inciting terrorism, Robert Greene? Like it seems very unethical.
I mean, you keep them on their toes, so they make the unforced errors. Like, so when is the estate of Sun Tzu planning on suing this guy?
That was another book that I read this week. Was
pretty much know yourself, know the terrain, and know your enemy. That's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, and lie to your enemy a lot.
All right, so here's a segment that I call the delusion calculator. So Russ, for you, we're gonna do that like a hypothetical, right? Like a wormhole opens up in that doorway. I kick you through it and it closes behind you. You're in an alternate universe. Your wife, they're never to be seen again. You're back on the dating market in this alternate universe.
They were there and then they died.
No, they're fine in this universe.
Okay.
But I kick you through a wormhole and you're...
He didn't, but you're saying take away the best players and they're not that good. Say that about any team.
Yeah. So, your kids, your family is fine and healthy in this... You into an alternate universe. So you're back on the dating market, all right?
Not as long as I know that they're alive and well. Hell no, I don't care what universe. Let's just go with
yes.
We live in a universe where it just never happened at all.
Yeah, like I want people to like consider themselves back on the dating market, right? So what gender are you going for?
Still women.
Women. Do they want kids? Either yes or no?
Yes.
Age range.
Let's say anywhere from 25 to 37.
25 to 30.
That's kind of random.
I'm trying to think of like if they're still, able to safely have children.
Mm-hmm.
Because 30 holds, right? Your desire for 30 kids?
Yeah. Well, not with a 37-year-old, that's for sure.
Yeah, to be the Genghis Khan of Bucks County.
You could have a harem of multiple 37-year-olds and they each give you one kid.
Well, it's harem, and that would be harem.
Height range.
Genuinely no preference. They could be a foot taller than me, and I don't care.
They could be 4 foot.
All right. I didn't know we were getting this specific. Okay, yeah. So let's say like 5'2" being the minimum.
5'2", and what is the maximum? They could be 7 foot.
Let's say I can't imagine myself having too much of a problem with that.
With 7 foot?
Yeah.
What about 7'6"? Is that too much?
Really?
I mean, if we start getting into like Ripley's
7 foot? You get lost.
I mean, of course, a lot of this hinges on personality too.
Oh, okay.
Are we going beyond 7 foot, or do you want to put a cutoff at 7? I don't think there's. I think 7 is. I think 7 is.
That's a huge bitch.
I guess just to avoid the stairs, let's cap it at 6, huh?
6. Okay. Minimum income that she must earn.
Ooh.
None. Zero preference on that.
Ethnicity.
What will get me canceled? No, I a preference, but it's like now we're getting kind of meta where it's like I can only see the ideal woman for myself, and yes, I'm going to be corny. I can only see it as someone who is like my wife.
Oh no! This racism is killing me.
So does she have to be white? Is that what you're saying?
I can't. It's not a requisite. No.
Okay, so any hair color,
Don't care.
any eye color,
No.
education.
Actually, yeah, that's kind of a funny sidestep I could take with the race question. I don't care what race. I colored blue.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Education. I mean, I would say minimum of high school.
Okay. Religion.
I would say at least the Judeo-Christian branch.
Does that means Jewish or Christian?
Let's just go with Christian.
Christian. Okay, yeah. Smoker. Either yes or no.
I'll say no.
Okay.
Timmy, where's Lassie? She's out in the orchard, Ma. Peaches are coming in mighty early this year.
Smoke.
You know what they say, Timmy. Early peaches, long summer.
Smoke.
What's that, Lassie?
Are you smoking yet?
That was a Family Guy.
Yes.
You go.
Drinker. Either yes or no.
I have no preference. So, I mean, like drinker as in like on the weekends we can cut back a bit. Sure.
Yeah. Exclude married women, or do you want to wreck a home?
Exclude married women.
Okay, and exclude obese women, or do you like a little extra cushion for the pushing?
No fatties.
My man.
So you got basically a 1% chance of finding that woman. That is 1,600,000.
I did it.
That's the Lulu.
You actually have a calculator here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great.
All right, you're up, Scott.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
Men or women?
Women.
Wants
I like it in women.
Wants kids, either yes or no.
No.
Okay.
Just because of my age.
Yeah. Age range.
I won't judge you for going young. I won't judge you.
Okay, yeah, it's crazy. I was giving you shit for 37. Now I'm like 37 to 55.
37 to 55.
And there's like, I don't even know. I wouldn't put much of a standard deviation on that. Maybe 2 years, plus or minus.
Height range.
I like 5'8" ish.
Okay. Minimum income.
Matter to me.
Okay. Ethnicity.
It doesn't. That really doesn't matter to me either.
Okay. Hair color.
He said he has some jungle fever.
Well, no, I dated
Jungle
actually a
love.
woman. I dated a woman of color in my 20s.
I like a big ebony a big
A Zambian princess.
yo we got a listener from Zambia.
Yeah, no issues there. What was the next question?
Hair color.
No real preference there. Although as you know, Chris, my last relationship was 7 years with a redhead.
Mm-hmm. I love a good redhead. I think
so I do have a little. I'm not going to limit myself though, because my wife of 20 plus years was a brunette.
Even if they don't have souls.
Celtic beauty.
You don't know me. You're not God.
Who are you to say who's got souls and who doesn't? Eye color.
No preference.
Education. Minimum education.
I really don't. I wouldn't limit it.
Okay. Religion.
You want to read off the options over there?
Your options are any, Christian, Jewish, Buddhist, Muslim, Hindu, or atheist.
I have to say I don't have a preference. I would have to get to know somebody, so I wouldn't assess it. I would assess it by getting to know somebody.
Okay.
I don't think I would be any for me. I had to think about it. This is off the cuff.
Smoker, either yes or no.
Oh, no.
No
Smoker. I
smokers.
smoke. Oh, gosh. Well, I'm an ex-smoker. I quit when I was 40. Nothing disgusts me more than smoke.
I still have the occasional cigar.
I can't do that because that will lead me to cigarettes, so I don't do
okay.
that. I like the smell of a cigar, though. I hate the smell of cigarettes. Oh, and I hate the smell of it on somebody's clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
No,
I
that's
got
an
cigars.
as I like to say, that's a NFW.
No fucking way. Drinker, either yes or no.
No.
Okay.
Which I know I'm limiting it here, but
Yeah, but I mean, you got to have your boundaries. There's no.
But that's a limiting thing, you know. And I have to say, after my divorce, the first woman I dated, she drank. But it's a preference. I think it's a preference.
This is boundaries, because like you said, like
that would be a preference. I don't want to. I would say doesn't have to be a non-drinker.
Okay, so we want to go either. Okay, that's how I feel. Like I like heavy drinker, like it's destroying her life. But if she's able to enjoy like a glass of wine every
Yeah, I don't want to be too dogmatic on that.
Yeah. Exclude married women, or do you want to wreck a home?
Oh, no, exclude married women. No, that's an NFW. No,
Yeah.
That's an NFW.
Exclude obese women, or do you want to pork a pudge?
I like petite.
Okay, so we'll exclude. I mean, there's nothing wrong with excluding obese women. Your
Could be the exact same.
No, your chances are 0.82%. That's only 1,380,000 of the 168 million American women that there are to pick from.
If I may, Chris, can you keep all those parameters, but just switch it over to the no for the exclude obese?
Yo, it's gonna like
theory.
It's gonna five tuple. What? All right.
This was made by some angry person.
Thank you, Russ. Thank you very much. This could save me a lot of dates.
It's just not changed at all.
I think my connection is just trash. Is what it is.
2%. Wow, that's a big jump. That's a big jump.
That at least doubled your odds if you're willing
Almost
to
triple.
get with an obese woman.
I had a lot of loose parameters there.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Same.
All right, do we want to see? I have a controversial wide net. I got my numbers down.
Okay, I gotta hear this.
All right, gender, women, wants kids, yes. Age range. This is what's the most controversial is 18 to 26. Yeah, height range. We'll go 4'6", even though I think we'll go 4'6" to 5'6". Minimum income, 0. Ethnicity, any hair color, any eye color, any education, any religion, any smoker, either drinker, either. Exclude married, exclude obese women, yes. I think this should be about a 2.5%. What is it? 3.2%.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't take into context your situation. You know, like how old are you? What's
Oh, so if I would have said 18, if I would have said 18 to 60,
you'd have a much wider array of options.
Yeah, but 18 to 26, you're not going to find anything long-term meaningful there.
60.
Well, I mean, I think that's untrue,
I might go into I might change mine to like 28.
28. I mean,
just for just to make the numbers work, Russ.
Well, yeah, because
sometimes you got to make the numbers work.
Well, and I'm approaching this from my own point of view. So my own point of view is not your point of view.
I don't know why though. Maybe it's because you're sitting across the table from me and looking in my eyes. I think I want some level of agreement or at least endorsement from you.
See,
you have my endorsement.
See here, all right. I get a lot of what's the word? I get a lot of like hostility or a lot of shame and guilt from a lot of the older women that I have on this show, and if a woman is able to strap on a helmet, go die for her flag in
I'm glad you said
Iraq.
helmet.
If she's able to go into a voting booth and decide, you know, the leader of the free world in a democratic election, if she's able to purchase a pack of cigarettes and get emphysema, lung cancer, COPD, if she's able to get preyed on by a college institution for 6 lifetime of debt, she's able to like engage in an adult relationship with a man. And it has been, it's probably been like a decade since I got with an 18-year-old girl. I'm not saying that that's what I'm like targeting. I'm just saying.
Not limiting.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you guys for doing that with me.
I might want to think about that one and retake it.
Yeah,
I'd like to get up to at least like 8%.
That's hard. I mean, I think my parameters are fairly broad, and like every episode, and like 3.2% is like about as high as I've gotten. Like if you want to really start entertaining.
So what if you made that just for fun? What if you made it 50?
50. Let's find out. 18 to 50. I'll bet you this is going to like 10x my numbers. 18 to 50 gives me only a 6% chance.
It doubled.
First of all, what are the algorithms being used here?
Yeah.
You know, what are the calculations?
This is just by the like Census Bureau. Yeah, like this is just information that is collected by the Census Bureau, and they you know measure these metrics on all the American people.
So it's American.
Yeah. Yeah, you can certainly increase your odds.
I do have my eye on somebody from the UK, but it might be a little controversial because she's my life coach.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe you'll just have to fire.
That's why I made a point to say she's my life coach and not a therapist.
You'll have to fire her so then you can hit on her.
That sounds like the start of a rom-com. You can play the Pierce Brosnan role.
All right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. And I'm sorry if I don't have... Like, I want to eventually get a projector where I can, like, project these up onto, like, a wall so it'll be easier. But for the meantime, we just have to, like, pass around my phone and shit like this.
Okay.
But I came up with, like, a rubric for judging dating profiles. And it is a four-factored rubric based on femininity, beauty, modesty, youth. All right, so we'll grade all of them based on, you know, A, B, C, D, and we could come up with a GPA for these women. So
this sounds mean.
All right, well, and it sounds mean.
It also sounds fun.
So a couple episodes ago, my friend Shane came on, and he gave me a golden quote, which it costs nothing to be kind, but it also costs nothing to be mean. So do whatever the fuck you want. And I say being nice can cost everything. You can get walked all over, getting taken advantage
There's
of.
a difference between being nice and being kind.
I really do believe that. Like and this is why I do this, because I think this is kind. While it is mean, I think this is mean kindness, because we're informing our viewers what they can do in order to be more attractive, you know? Mm-hmm. So here we got Annabeth. Annabeth, all right? It's on like a pretty big delay, but okay. Annabeth is
like a dead
what's Maureen from Always Sunny with the Dead Tooth? Like
Maureen Ponderosa.
Maureen Ponderosa. She's Maureen. All right, so Russ, what would you grade her beauty on? A, B, C, D.
Objective here.
Annabeth.
Because like a D is as low as it gets, right?
And unfortunately, you can't see the body, but like I have no.
Let's just say like a C, like a low C.
I was gonna say B minus.
C. All right, we'll give her a C for beauty. What about femininity? I think there's nothing feminine about how she's barking orders, how like she's insisting that her man be a vegan, like that. come on, like, be reasonable. She's uncompromising. That's not feminine. She's
saying the man must.
Yeah, she says you must be not only vegan.
All of her preferences were.
You must be liberal. You must be environment minded, which is fair. But liberal, like, I mean, that's not even in the delusion calculator. But that's gonna like limit her options. She's like only 24, already has like a baby daddy who's incarcerated. Like
So you're gonna have to deal with
What's
this
her career?
her career is IT consultant. I give her a D, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would question the vocation, and I know it's probably very stereotypical.
Because
What do you mean by that? Do you want to
I would
expand?
question the definition of IT consultant.
Like, do you think she could just be some like customer service rep in in like a call center? Probably. I agree. Ideas.
So I think it's a little bit misleading.
Just jazzing up her profile. Yeah.
I have had that happen to me where someone I was dating told me they were doing something, then I got honest about something, and then weeks later, she came back and said, "Oh, actually, I'm a temp."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Okay," and it was like weird because like it didn't bother me whether she was temp or whatever. What bothered me is like, why would she? Like, because I really don't. I just told you guys, I don't even about what somebody's education is or anything. It was a personality and stuff that weighs much more to me, or the ability to communicate. I mean, and it, you know what? It was like a huge notch in the trust meter.
Yeah.
Well, you already know it. It had nothing to do with you. It was a self-confidence issue, and she called an audible. Just a wrong call.
Just the
So
dishonesty alone.
Also, don't make such a huge deal about
D-Rob
that.
said, you limit yourself to non-liberals when you say feminist is a red flag.
No, because it would still be a good thing to be like, okay, maybe this isn't for me. You know, like that's just something that she has to work on with herself, is confidence in herself to be able to say, who she truly is, as opposed to trying to put on a front of
I
what
agree.
she does for a living. Just be comfortable with yourself. If this is gonna be a long-term person your life with, possibly, that's what dating's for, in my opinion.
And I tell you, this drives me crazy because, and this is our culture, like career. And Chris knows, I very rarely, in most of my social securities, talk about what I do. Right? I mean, I just don't. And I was like, why is that so important?
It's pretty intimidating when I was like, oh wow, this is something.
Said, also the stream is still very laggy.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the stream is. We're gonna have to make make hay while the sun shines. Like make lemon out of lemonade. There's nothing I can do about it. I'll address that when I get to.
D-Rog said, most of what I hear is Chris opening a Coke.
So,
are our mic levels low?
Yeah, hopefully you can hear us well. Modesty. I think she deserves a D for modesty. Do we think so?
I think it's a little too highly of herself.
Yeah, and I mean,
she's very humble. Just ask her.
Baby daddy in jail is like a fucking. It's a yikes. Like I want nothing to do with it.
Are we talking about like to date, to have a relationship with, or to hang out for a while?
I mean, I'm in a position where I'm not really interested in just like hanging out, friends with benefits, like with a girl. Like I'd rather.
You're looking for long term.
Yeah, like I don't see a long term future with a girl like this. Youth, you guys might disagree with my youth grading scale because I'm.
D-Rog said the mics are fine.
Okay. All right. Well, cool. if the video quality is the only thing that's fucked up, then sorry. Like we're just gonna have to deal with it, and I'll address it in the off time. Youth. I say 18 to 21 is an A, 22 to 25 is a B, 26 to 29 is a C, and 30 plus is a D. Is this
in the context in what you're in the dating pool for?
I'm in the dating pool to find a mother to my children. So my thought process is when a woman reaches 35, I think it is like OBGYNs across the world say that at 35, a woman's egg count has like
90%.
Yeah. So
but I think you still have kids in your with technology nowadays in the late 30s.
I also I would ideally not like to invest any financial resources into having
said,
children.
It's not just the video quality. The stream completely freezes when it's not frozen. It's audible and visible.
All right. Well, like I said, we're going to just have to suck it up and deal with it.
Now the world won't hear my brilliant ideas.
So, but yeah, like I said, I would ideally not like to invest any financial resources into conceiving a child, because once we have a child, then I'm gonna have to invest more financial resources into it.
It would be like somebody that went to college.
Yeah, and I don't even know, what does it cost to get artificially inseminated? I've never.
Well, there's the whole. It's whether you're artificially inseminated. Some couples, but this is, I think, more in the gay community, where then they're also paying somebody to actually
be a surrogate
to
to
be the oven to bake the cake.
So we are talking in the ballpark of $100,000. Yeah, that's I simply refuse that for sure.
Okay.
All right, next. So what is she grades in as a B in youth according to my scale. What is a CDDB in GPA? It's not good. she doesn't receive a passing grade.
Like a 2.5 or something.
Yeah, is she the only one we're going to be?
No, if you're comfortable, I have more.
Yeah, it's a fun thought exercise. I mean, we have time to kill.
I'm now in no hurry.
Okay, what? I didn't interrupt you from a hot date, did I?
I would have had some IT consultant in California. I was going to.
All right.
Talk. Just kidding.
I didn't pick that up. Jeez, I'm slow.
So next we got Kaylin, 25, chasing my dream of becoming a dental hygienist. That's your dream,
Hey, it's good to have dreams.
Yeah, no,
there's no judgment here.
No, well, I'm judging. While being
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
While juggling being a full-time working mom.
Already a mom too, huh?
Okay.
Tired of dating losers, sweetheart. Fucking get used to it, because you're, of low value.
Know thyself.
So decided the greatest power is to know thyself. So decided to give a dating app a try. Do not message me if you're a piece of shit or a deadbeat dad. So what? You're able to be a single mom, but he's not able to be
fair, you can't call her a deadbeat though.
Yeah, I wouldn't even consider her. I mean, it's total victim mentality. I that would scare me.
Mm-hmm.
You can never imagine getting into an argument. You can never be right.
She came out of the gate pretty strong.
Yeah.
But it's reminds me one time that I was in my daughter's school, and I was helping the kids read, and I sat down with this one kid to read, and she nailed the first sentence and 2 words in the second sentence, and then she just hit that brick wall. And I realized she wasn't reading; she had it memorized. So that's kind of what this was. It was just kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so my opinion here is when someone does this, they're trying to filter, and I get that, and I respect that. In fact, I even will.
MRD's 1117 said, "A."
Yo, what up, Nasty? To preemptively inform you, the stream quality is not perfect, so you don't have to mention it. Back to you.
So, I even would say that I am an admirer of her tenacity to filter for what she wants. But there is a way to do it in a
respectful
rational,
way,
calm way, where you earn where you keep your own respect and even offer respect to whoever you are interviewing, as it were.
I agree.
But you see, for me though, on dating apps in general, I've never done a dating app, so I don't even know what dating app etiquette is.
I came in right in the beginning and just happened to meet my wife on one, So it's like I came in right at the beginning and caught that last chopper out of Vietnam. Like that.
What app was it?
Like this defunct one that called Meet Me or something like that. And I think I even saw a headquarters for it in New Hope. That's how small and localized it was.
I need to get Fortunate Son queued up just so if you say some Vietnam shit, I could be like, all right. So here's what. All right, she's a single mom, doesn't want a deadbeat dad, looking for something casual. Here's how this is gonna end, Kaylin.
That's where
You're gonna probably slip up. You occasionally drink. You're probably gonna get loosey goosey one night. Forget to wear a condom. He's gonna nut inside you. You're gonna have another fucking kid by this man that you are gonna blame because you don't take accountability is another deadbeat dad. So if you want to filter, why would you not filter out casual promiscuous sex with randos?
I mounted a 10-minute hypothetical defense of this one. It goes with the casual.
No, don't defend her. Located in Philadelphia, 5'1", never smoking, has kids, high school diploma, occasionally drinking, English from Philadelphia Community College of Philadelphia. And as you can see, she's a little bit rotund too, which
you gotta watch those perfectly framed pictures, man. I fell victim to that. Maybe once or twice in the early days, but you kind of get an eye for it as time goes on.
You don't have OCD. You have obesity.
Bruh.
Okay, thank you. I didn't know my psychiatrist was on here.
I think I've heard that one before, but it's still good.
Oversized stomach and a pair of floppy breasts, isn't that right?
What do you got?
So there's her.
Ooh.
There's her face.
She's got that Buzz Lightyear jawline going on.
All right, what do we give her? Beauty.
Without makeup, she's probably going to a D.
Oof.
If I'm going to be objective and shallow,
reasonably halfway.
I'll side with Scott. I'll give her a C. Modesty.
Another 0.
Yeah, modesty is a D because she's coming out of the gate barking all these orders. I can't stand that type of entitled attitude.
No more devil's advocate coming from me here, man.
No, don't defend these hoes. Femininity. I mean,
as is or is not.
No, because femininity.
What do you grade her femininity?
D.
D.
Because it has to come from a place of strength. What she put in that bio is just weak.
Okay, and then youth, according to my scale, she gets a B. Do you guys think a 25-year-old is plenty youthful enough to bear you 10 children if you really wanted
she's
to?
Already got the process started.
It's a hard 25.
Those are some city miles on her.
Oh yeah, I'm not.
Those are highway. Those are highway miles. No drives to the airport.
Oh, CDDB, that's the exact same thing. This woman ranks the exact same as Annabeth. Kaylin and Annabeth, both the same.
Well, they're both pretty equally basic.
All right,
sad. That's the default for a lot of people these days.
Here's a girl I think could be... Oh, wait. Okay, no. Well, all right, we'll go through one more bad then. We got Lori, 41, 5'4", straight woman. About me. What?
Says she's 41?
41. She's a straight woman. Well, just to be upfront, I'm currently pregnant. The dad is not involved and won't be in the future. I don't know if that makes me undateable. Yeah, it does, Lori. But I know there are some stand-up men out there. I hate the phrase step up or stand up. All that means is you want some man to fucking put his hopes and dreams on the fucking back burner to facilitate you and your needs.
Well, if she was a bit younger, I could see some allowances to be made, under certain conditions. But at 41, there's a chance that if you helm that ship of the child that's coming, there's probably gonna be some complications that you're just not prepared
to say the
with.
least.
Not to be insensitive to the differently abled, but yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, I wasn't even thinking about that, but for sure, high risk pregnancy at 41, yeah. Some stand-up men. Sorry, I just was repulsed by stand-up men out there because what she really means to say is I know there are some simps who are going to fucking...
I need a sugar daddy.
There's some simps that are going to provide for me even though I am of the lowest fucking market value. Looking for my other half to complete the puzzle. Yeah, you are puzzling, sweetheart. I'm not a racist person, so if you are, I'm not interested. Maybe she dates a lot of racists, but like that's I don't know why you need to like say that. I wonder, maybe there must be like a lot of racists on these dates.
Just internet virtue points.
I think a lot of...
Oh, you think it's virtue signaling?
If it's on the internet and being advertised as such, I feel like what else could it be? I mean, what do you really get out of that? You know, just not say it.
I think it's possible that a lot of these white girls get knocked up by a black guy, and they're like,
yeah.
I mean, like it doesn't matter what race knocks you up, but I think they want to like preemptively weed out all the people who would look at that unfavorably, which is...
I mean, it could matter if you got to deal with a lingering baby daddy.
Yeah, especially like the guy that was
Right,
incarcerated.
if it's like a jealous person.
Yeah.
No,
I'm not a racist. If you are, I'm not interested. I love family time and making memories with my person. I love taking pictures and just being a great partner. Let's see what happens. I didn't really like capture anything except her body. You know, she's got
you get notifications when you screen cap this stuff.
Oh, there's no face?
No, like
Do you think it would have helped?
Yeah, no, probably not. Like she's, I doubt that anything that, what's her name, Lori. I doubt anything Lori shows us will help her cause.
Got this amphetamine scabs.
Why don't we start with femininity?
Again, just coming from a place of sheer weakness.
D.
Yeah.
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 I mean,
She's really got nothing on the face though.
No, I took it. I wanted to get the profile more than the looks.
Oh, so there is a face.
Yeah, I think there's a face, but like
she's cased like a sausage, man.
Yeah, like she's, guys, you know, sorry, but like, you know, nothing in the body that's redeeming enough to overcome her
I want
massive
any
deficiencies.
ladies out there to know that if she had a great personality on that, we would have given her so many extra points.
Yeah. Like I think a misconception is that a lot of girls are like, oh, guys, all they care about is like a hot girl. No, not true. Like men care about all the shit that we're talking about. Men care about femininity, about beauty, of course, modesty, youth, sweetness, honesty, trust, respect, communication. All this shit is important.
Sense of humor.
And I like, interestingly, they like, I don't know, polled a bunch of men and women, and when men say they want sense of humor, what they want is a woman who's not easily offended.
And someone who will laugh at their jokes.
Yeah, but when women want sense of humor, they want a man who will make them laugh. So there's kind of like this like...
That's interesting.
Yeah. But
Very interesting.
It kind of makes sense, you know, like guys want to make their girl laugh and they don't want to offend her, you know, and girls want to be entertained and they don't want to be offended, you know, so. Modesty. Do we give Lori a D?
She has no shame.
Modesty, D. What else is there? Beauty. We don't see enough.
That's user error.
I'm fine with giving her like a C though. She's definitely not like a...
What? But we don't know.
All right, all right. Well,
C minus.
Yeah, I'll give her a C for beauty.
D-Rog said, "Why aren't half of those things on the rubric?"
What things?
Like all these things that we just mentioned, because like, you know, the like, 'cause simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. We can't be like grading every single person on this rubric of 20 criteria. It was a bunch of time, and you know, we have efficiency that we strive for, so that's why.
Well, variety is the spice of life.
Beauty, we'll give her a C, and youth, she gets a D.
I contest that C, but you know, we'll move forward.
All right, I deserves to maybe go a little higher, right? So here we got Ashley. I forget what did you say what is your...
Gerard said, okay then take off femininity and add sweetness or sense of humor.
Well, then they would all have the same grade either way at the end of this.
Yeah, like femininity is all-encompassing. Ashley, wait, what did you say your minimum was? Minimum for age?
I think I dropped it down to 25.
Okay, all right, Ashley.
I think it just went lower.
Ashley here's 26. I'm interested in hiking, an adventure. I desire to learn more about cars and motorcycles.
Okay.
My favorite hobbies include, but are not limited to, painting, camping, fishing, and occasionally breaking into song. I don't use Snapchat. She's looking for chatting, long-term relationships. Located in Gaithersburg, Maryland, 5'2". She's a teacher, occasionally drinks, and she's got a...
Yeah,
and
let me see a couple pictures here because I'm going to.
She's got a body on her.
Yeah, she must be an O. I would think she's probably an O's fan.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
That works for me.
Well, this is not a body that screams cardio to me. So
but all right.
No. She's very pretty.
Yeah.
Credit where it's due. But hiking. Bullshit.
All right,
I'll take her on the AT and she'll be crying. In the
I forget what
minutes.
I forget what stand-up comedy.
Let me see how I would do that.
So there's that one, and then there's another double picture. I forget what stand-up comedian it is. I think it's like Taylor Tomlinson or Eliza Ishlinger.
I lost her.
Sorry, and then.
I thought you said she was petite.
No, she's definitely thick. Did you see that one?
When she says hikes, she means like walks in a level park. Not like
So let me see this again.
Doing like these 1,000-foot gains of elevation.
She's not petite. She's got some bodacious curves for sure. But I mean that gives you a sturdy home base to thrust your.
Yeah, sure. And when she
says
camping,
it'd definitely be a place to hike.
Yeah.
and if she says camping, that means you better have an RV or something like that. Like, this is not someone who's going to be toughing it all.
I think she's very cute.
Yeah.
I love her cute in the face.
I'm just calling her out on the I love hiking and camping.
Eliza Ishlinger says that when women say they like hiking, what they mean is they like to bring a Starbucks latte to the park and walk up a a paved road. That's what hiking is for women.
All that being said, that's just me having some fun at her expense. I mean, honestly, she seems like a very good girl.
And she's in a park here. Yeah, I mean, so
that's a good point. Good point.
She's in a forest of some.
In the park, yeah.
She definitely has an OnlyFans, so be wary of that.
So, what do you give her femininity?
Femininity, just listening to her bio, probably give it a B.
That's what I would give it.
Okay. Femininity. Femininity B. What about her modesty? I don't see anything.
No, she's modest.
Give
Aside
her
from
A.
the picture showing off the goods.
I like the goods. I
know, but if we're talking modesty, I mean, if she's,
all right, do we want to knock her down to a B then?
Well, I respect the A. I'll go with a B. You pick whatever you want to pick.
Yeah, I mean, she's really had nothing to hide, so to speak.
Yeah, I understand a B. I'll give her a B.
Okay.
Youth, she's 25, 26. So, oh man, see, I might want to
give her a B.
I might want to adjust this scale. I think it's a little bit unfair to give a 26-year-old a C.
Based purely on the context of your opinion. So,
she's not pregnant, right?
No, there's nothing that leads me to believe that she's ever been impregnated.
I think it's just as likely as the other three that she might be, but hey,
And
that wasn't a fat joke. That's just a playing the odds joke.
And beauty. I mean, I think she deserves an A for beauty. Although I do think
beauty.
I do think these lips. I do think these lips could be augmented.
Well, it's again the way she's smiling. But I would.
Do you guys think these lips could be augmented? I would.
Yeah.
I would.
There's some injection there. And just the excessive makeup. She's not going to look even remotely the same, which is fine. The makeup's supposed to change your appearance.
When she gets out of a hot tub or shower, yeah.
You see. And I will revert back to my wife again and just, when she's without makeup, I count my lucky stars. I'm like, yeah, she's fine.
Do you mind if I you can obviously like decline to answer. Does your wife have any like body augmentations?
No.
Like, yeah. I like that. I value like an all natural woman. You know, a little bit of makeup, sure, but the lip filler. Because once again, all this shit has a bottom line cost to it. You know, like I don't want a woman with $100,000 worth of body augmentation, just like I don't want a woman with $100,000 of fertility, work to her. You know,
my wife's a bit on the taller side, but very very skinny. You know, it's just I really hit a home run.
All right, she's gonna get B's across the board.
That's solid, right? That's like a 3 point something. Oh.
Yeah, for sure. Oh man, I got this on normal episodes. I have like a little bit of good, a little bit of bad, a wide variety. But this episode, I kind of just got nothing but bad.
I can shit on people all day.
So you don't.
We're just gonna call this episode Train Wreck.
So you don't like a lying ass bitch, right? Francine here is 32. Get the fuck out of here, right?
Let me see.
Francine, 32. Get the fuck out of here, dude. You're at least what, 50? At least 50.
Let me see. Right?
At least if you're gonna lie, if you're gonna be a fucking liar, at least pick a believable lie, you know?
And that would be a hard-lived 50.
she looks like no offense,
you could push that to 60 actually.
Yeah, with all due respect, she looks like
she's 32 and a widow of 12 years.
Do we need to spend any more time with Francine?
No, we could
for fun.
We could. She's old fashioned.
Yeah,
she's
too low hanging fruit.
Hopeless romantic. I'm a widow of 12 years. Have 3 children, a set of twins, and a a little. My children.
So she's 32, and I have 3
want a more believable profile.
40, 3 kids, ages 40, 38, 36.
They're all older than me.
Jeez. Here we got Amber, 34. Read first. Oh God, what kind of red flags are you gonna fill us in? It's loaded with emojis to I guess make this fucking tragedy. I'm going to be blunt and short.
Okay.
Go for it, Amber. I have 6 beautiful children. I'm really tired of going through this stress. Well, you should have thought of that before you got pregnant 6 times.
She has a basketball team with 1 substitute.
She's got a 6-man. I know my worth and what I bring to the table. I don't think you do. Someone gave me herpes. Oh my God. I know, right? I need real in my life. Something, a bunch of emojis, me, more emojis. If you don't like cats, dogs, don't bother. That's the least of my fucking concerns right now.
I'm not going to go on a dating app now.
I don't care if you like animals.
I'm not. I'll go to church.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you don't like cats, dogs, don't bother. I want to find someone I can vibe with and click with, become friends, then go from there. I won't waste my time, and if I feel like I am, I'll just remove myself. Be mature and authentic.
First, lady.
I mean, you gotta like the honesty. You said you like honesty, but that's not on our grading rubric,
I mean,
right?
that's fine. Honesty, and then I'm honestly saying
there's
that's fair.
I mean, there's good honesty, and then there's other honesty.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
Here's another train wreck, Amber. I'm a single mother of 4 beautiful kids. I like to have a conversation and see where it goes. I'm looking for a relationship to marry. A man that is respectful, honest, loyal, and communication is the key. If you ain't going to respect my kids, then don't bother. My kid comes first. Then anything. I'm located in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm 24 years old. I like to travel, watch thriller movies. I'm a homebody. I'm going to school for my associate's degree in criminal justice. I am plus sized.
Is she going there? Is she going for Crim J so she can track down the dads?
Where do you find these, Chris?
So most of these were found on a on this like website or on like a Facebook page.
Okay.
I'm
sure some of them are fake.
What are the apps these people are using these days? I don't even know.
I think the perennial has always been Tinder.
I like
Tinder's. That's when you swipe right. I've never ever done an app or been on an app. Ever.
It's not a good time to start.
You're really
I don't
missing
think.
out.
Like, yeah, like I think
Even at the beginning you weren't missing out.
I think just attract women into your life through.
Yeah, and I have so many hobbies. I'm you know,
Yeah.
in Florida, I'm playing, but you know, I'm around.
Gives you a real messed up view of the world.
All right, so we'll take a break from this really quick.
I did.
You really did.
So I want to know.
All right, Chris, go ahead.
These are. So
let's do all the things that you want to do.
Well, I want to display to the world how fucked up dating apps are. So what I did was a little experiment.
Oh boy.
Where I created a man and a woman dating app two profiles.
Just for fun?
Yeah, because I really wanted to see what kind of numbers we're working with.
We know what kind of numbers are gonna come.
But and a lot of those women I got from the man's dating profile.
Men are pigs, we know that.
I made a pig woman, like just the absolute worst human you could imagine, and I made what I thought was like the best man you could imagine, right? Now my shit's all slow because our fucking connection here must be getting fucked by the storm.
Oh, there's a storm?
Or whatever, like the
rain.
rain. I don't know. we've had a squirrel like nibble on our power lines and shit like that.
No.
That's concerning.
All right, so here is Cookie.
You named her Cookie?
I named her Cookie.
Damn, that's really good.
Let's
feel like you're really hedging things here. I don't
take a look at Cookie. Here's Cookie.
Better than Nookie.
She's 44. Which maybe I should have made her even like older to try and like get.
44 is good.
I really hope she doesn't catch wind of this.
she lives in like Oakland, the real woman. But
okay. All right.
Okay. Cookie's 44. I said she lives in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'm pro-choice, woman, straight, monogamous, single. Didn't add any pronouns. Full figure. Didn't say the height. Black, Christianity, it's important, Taurus, liberal, unemployed, in college, Drexel University, English, omnivore, smokes cigarettes sometimes, drinks sometimes, smokes marijuana sometimes, has kids and doesn't want more, has dogs.
You know, how sad is it that is like a crazy tame.
Alright, no, but like I made the profile. Hey y'all, I'm Cookie, 44 years young and in my baddie era. First, I have 4 kids and they're my everything. And I riddled this with spelling errors and grammatical incorrections so I could try and throw some men off of her trail, but to no avail. They're my kids, spelled T-H-E-R-E. They're my everything. I'm gonna give them the world. I'm just starting up my master's degree at Drexel in political science to become a social worker because somebody's gotta make sure these kids have a good... Where did chivalry go? I'm not about to split no checks or bills with no broke-ass man. And if you ain't gonna open up a door for me, then just swipe left. I need a kind, honest, sweet man who knows how to handle a strong woman like me. If you don't like full-figure women, then just swipe left too, because I'm not changing for no one. Also, I'm not looking for a hookup or to be a fuck buddy, so save us both the time. I'm not even sleeping with no option. Been there, done that. Next.
Imagine what place in your life and what frame of mind you are as a man if you see that and say, all right, let's do it.
So,
my kind of woman.
Do we all think she's like D's across the board, Cookie?
Yeah.
Sure.
Hundreds and hundreds of matches. I got so sick and tired of swiping on all these.
You have to account for guys who just swipe yes no matter what.
Yeah, I just gave up, and I just gave up. But like this was after a week of doing this. Like I probably could be in the like 4 digits if I were to do this every day.
You gonna tell us how many dick pics you got out of this deal?
This guy John says, "Hey, what's up, beautiful?" And he looks
He looks like the kind of guy who would go for her.
He looks just like the actual D-Rug. He looks like my friend Dan.
He's a master in liberal arts. in liberal arts.
All right, so it would really take an exceptional man in order to beat Cookie, right?
Hopefully no one's beating her. But,
Well, you know, like to get more matches than Cookie, it would take. I mean, you would think that all it would take would be just like some painfully average man, right?
Well, just obviously, men and women are different, and the way they view sex is different and companionship. So it's like, it's a tale as old as time. It's one of the oldest social experiments I'm sure we've been doing as a human race.
So this is Marcus. He's 35. I think he's got a hog motorcycle there. He's got a Lamborghini there. He's, you know, got a professional photographer. He's fit. He's well dressed, driving a Lamborghini.
Any of this shit.
You'd be surprised at, I guess, how gullible some of these women are, because some of them are like shooting their shot, like, hey Marcus, like, where's the coolest place you traveled to this year? But Marcus is 35. Him, founder and CTO, Cambridge University, 2020. Spiritual. I'm looking for what
has cancer.
He's a Cancer star sign. Yeah.
I figured that after I asked the first time, but still I wanted to hear.
A life partner, marriage, looking for marriage, interested in humility, sarcasm, emotional intelligence. My interests: art, writing, museums and galleries, wine, exploring new cities. I'm really proud of founding my own tech startup company. I think that my app will change the way that people explore the world on holiday. My causes and communities: Black Lives Matter, reproductive rights, volunteering, languages, English, French, Italian. I show I care by cooking a meal from scratch. I feel a connection preparing a 3-course supper for my partner. Win me over by being kind, authentic, and honest. I've been all over and find genuine, humble people hard to come by.
Yeah, and if all that were true, he wouldn't be on this site to begin with.
I agree, but
still, that is pretty good, Chris.
That's gonna need.
I have a career in catfishing, maybe professionally.
Yeah, I mean, I could see why someone who doesn't have the best judgment would fall for something like that.
So let's see who did fall.
Well,
isn't that what we were getting to here?
Yeah, let's show
sure.
people.
I can show them. They're
Francine.
They're not who was I forget, was Francine that 33-year-old that apparently
Cookies go for him.
Where are his, see, honestly, you would think that a guy like this, the guy like Marcus, I take Marcus's success personally. You'd think that he'd have these hotties lining up for him.
No.
But you get like 36-year-old Devin, like she's a Rutgers nurse. 36. My remix to Pina Colada's melody. This is just so fucking cringe. If you know how to use a comma, and convo ain't a pain, if you're a real life person, you don't fucking know how to distinguish that. Not a muscle head or lame. If you like being in bed by midnight, no female stereotypes to perpetuate, then I'm the love that you've looked for. Say more and hey and escape. Like, it's also, so cringe.
I don't understand the negative connotation to female stereotypes. Like, doesn't that contain a lot of qualities that men do find attractive?
Well, isn't your remix to Pina Colada just stereotyping men, like that they don't know how to use commas, that their conversational skills are a pain, that they're real life people, that they're muscleheads and lames?
No, I don't think that is stereotyping men. I think that is just she's looking for a particular kind of man. She was stereotyping all men.
What do you think about her looks?
The one bad thing that's happened here is I'm gonna have that song in my head now all weekend. If you like me,
here, let me. I can maybe get like a different song in your head.
Getting caught in the rain.
Let's see for me to get drunk in the
like
rain.
that's what she looks like. I'm personally offended on behalf of Marcus that like a woman like that is shooting her shot for him.
Well, you can tell that she is really trying hard with this profile. So this is someone who is really, not to be mean.
I'm going to give her some credit.
I'd say she's a little bit desperate, but brave for putting herself out there, of course. Mm-hmm. And that's why she is shooting her shot at this clearly fake profile. And that's not just because through meta circumstances that I know that it's fake. It's just you see someone who is like a mover and a shaker in the entire world. And he, instead of finding companionship within his own networking and inner circles and people he meets on a day-to-day basis,
or friends of his,
he's finding companionship on this random online date. Like he's that desperate. I'm not buying it.
Yeah, it's just.
So, is there anybody that you would say
you're not gonna get anyone smart? Is what I'm saying.
Nah, I did. He
is a nurse.
I mean, with this
degrees does not IQ make.
With Marcus and Cookie, I think I got conclusive data that the dating landscape on online dating is really bad, and like I've been a part of online dating.
It's better off going to the grocery store an extra couple times.
Yeah, like what I advocate and what I prescribe to my viewers is work on your pickup. Work on your approach game. Work on your cold approach. Work on your social calibration so that you can.
Well, these meetups are pretty cool, right?
The meetup app.
Or just the meetups are. I hear that's actually pretty cool. You can meet good people.
The dates can be exciting, but I mean, you're talking about these meetups. I'm talking about.
I've never done one, but I've heard about it. My hairdresser talks about it.
I've never done one. What I'm talking about is the dating apps in general. When you go to meet someone, it can be exciting. But like I said, like maybe 2 or 3 times I've shown up and the other person shows up and I just want to just split.
See, here's the thing. I've never really dated. Like, my wife, we met, we dated, we got married.
That's how I feel.
Second woman I met, we met, dated, and then I got interested in another one, redhead, and I chose to leave her for this other woman, and so there wasn't ever like dating. Mm-hmm. That might have been a mistake. Not with number 2, but maybe this is where it's really important to get to know somebody.
Yeah,
it's really important.
So that's kind of when like I met. It wasn't too long into meeting my wife. I knew this was the woman I would really make great strides to marry her.
And she continued to reinforce it. There wasn't like somebody else behind the initial mask.
Right.
Because that happens.
Right. No, fortunately, yeah, like once I realized that like her and I shared I would say just about all of the same value. I can't find any values where her and I don't align up at least 95%.
Did you both know that at the same time?
That's an interesting question. I don't know. I really don't know. I still, even to this day, I don't know what she thought of me and when, Like, it's just been kind of like, after a certain point, we knew we both loved each other. I didn't find out really when she knew it. I'm sure I've told her on numerous occasions when I realized it. Like, we're just sitting and having a conversation and she just starts talking about things that she values. And I'm like, I've never heard anyone else speak like this before. She's speaking like it's the thoughts in my own head. And from there, it's when I knew, like, I don't care what happens. I'm going to have to try to stay with this person. Hell or high water. And she felt the same way, fortunately. So, and yeah, this is someone I just met on a random dating app. I was unemployed. In my early 20s, I was unemployed playing video games all night, probably with you. I was like reverse sleep cycling. I was waking up at 5 p.m. and then going to sleep as the sun was coming up, and just meeting her, and she gave me motivation in life to pull myself out of that. Like, not in a way where she harped on me. It's just being around her. I'm like, I got to earn this. And I whipped my own ass into shape. And I went from that being unemployed to now being in a position where, I finally am clearing the 6-figure mark. Where I can support a family and a home and be the person I always wanted to be, but never knew how to get there.
Yeah, I know, that makes sense.
It was a lot of hard work and a lot of luck. But, yeah.
So I took to Reddit, and here are some of the icks. Do you guys know what an ick is?
Yeah.
I don't know what an ick is.
So an ick is like an irrational thing that like dries a woman up, or I suppose
the sound of someone chewing with their mouth open.
Yeah, well, which is listed on here, chewing with mouth open. Do you guys have any icks? Like, it doesn't...
Oh, like that kind of ick.
Yeah, it doesn't even necessarily have to be, like, poor hygiene or something. It could be something... Like I got a long list of them, and it could be something as simple as, like, all right, well, here, I'll give you some examples. The top rated ick of all the American population is smelling bad.
Yeah.
Tacky watch, referring to their favorite sports team as we or us. Fuck that, yo. Like they're like we're the sports team. You know what I mean? Yeah, like.
I do
also, tacky watch. Fuck you. I love my Casio.
Chewing with mouth open. I said low hanging foop. Like a
fupa. Okay.
Like a fupa that
like a typo.
a fupa that goes over the waistband. That's a absolute ick for me.
Yeah.
Snoring. Obsessed with star signs. You don't mind snoring?
Ryan McMullen said that sports one is dumb. Ryan McMullen said low hanging foo up lol.
Foop. Snoring, obsessed with star signs, raincoat or umbrella. Like if a man has like a raincoat or an umbrella, that has been listed as an ick.
Men. So it's with men.
It could be both. Like it could be both, but like these are just examples of icks.
Raincoat and umbrella. Screw you. You dry.
Being a feminist, not being a feminist, saying
feminist is a subjective term because. You know, people have different definitions of what a feminist is.
Yeah. Which, like...
So if they claim they're a feminist and they have blue hair, that's a different story.
And a septum piercing, and... saying, I'm not like the other boys and girls. You know who says I'm not like the other boys and girls?
Basically.
All the other boys and girls say that. So, like, it's paradoxical. When they agree with Andrew Tate... Listening to motivational podcasts and making the gym their personality.
Who knows anyone who unironically takes Andrew Tate seriously? I don't know anybody.
I like some of the shit that he says. I don't idolize him.
Do like David Goggins or Jocko Willink. I mean, those guys are fine.
But those guys would fall into the second ick, which is listening to motivational podcasts and making the gym their personality, which I feel like those guys kind of tend to do.
I love getting after it early in the morning, though.
Yeah, dude.
It feels great. It's not my personality.
Wearing tracksuits? This is fucking racist against fucking Guidos. What's wrong with a tracksuit? Come on.
A lot's wrong with the tracksuit. You got to on that one.
Not offering to split the bill.
Yeah, that's a pretty beta move if you don't do that.
Really long nails. I think that's fair for both guys and girls. You should, like, trim your nails, I think.
Yeah, I mean...
D-Rob said, LOL, there are many people who take Andrew Tate seriously.
I think you're fighting windmills there. I don't think there's that many people.
I take him seriously. I don't... Like I said, I don't listen to every word that he says. He says some shit that I don't agree with. He says some shit I do agree with. One of the finest things that I've gained in sobriety is not making everybody into, like, this monolith. Like... I'm able to take things that apply to me, things that I can use, and I do use them. And if something does not apply to me and it's not useful to me, I'm able to discard it. You know, like
like Hitler's paintings.
we have you seen the Always Sunny episode where they go into? We got a large collection of authentic Hitlers. They're like, you can't be serious, can you? Really long nails, girl bosses. Ugh.
Yeah, ugh.
D-Rob said, Sneeko and Aiden Ross take his word as the gospel.
Who's that?
Sneeko I actually kind of like.
So, taking Andrew Tate at face value totally seriously, like the good and the bad, is unironic cringe, but... You know, hey, I'm sure they're nice people.
Is there like something that he said that you can point to directly that you think is like erroneous?
Erroneous.
You see, again, I'm very surface level when it comes to Andrew Tate, so naturally most of what I'm going to hear from him is going to be the controversial stuff. And it's the whole, you know, like, being the alpha to the point where it's like a dominating confrontational mode that you're entering. Whether if it, I mean, I understand if you want to get ahead in business and in life, you do have to assert yourself and stand up for yourself. But he's just like, yo, having sex for procreation is hella gay. I'm like, well, I don't think I agree with that.
Mansplaining. Ugh. Oh my God. How could you? How could you? What is mansplaining? Isn't mansplaining just explaining something to someone who fucking is
it's called
clueless?
Explain something to a bitch.
Like, all right, I have a wholesale remedy for not ever being mansplained to again. Fucking understand shit. You know, like if you understand everything, no one will mansplain shit to you.
And don't ask the question in the first place.
Yeah.
If you don't want the answer.
You know what men call mansplaining? Being helpful. Like being of service to a woman and explaining something that is not computing to her.
Women and men's minds do work differently in the sense of my wife will reach out to me. And she'll be frustrated, upset, venting. And my male brain
wants to solve something. Yeah.
She just wants to vent.
Yeah.
And because my love language is wanting to do things for her.
Acts of service.
Yeah. Well, and physical touch. I mean, I smack that bottom way too often.
But like, but yeah, I think maybe a good rule of thumb for men out there would be.
D-Rob said, it's explaining in a condescending way. Mansplaining is when nobody even asked.
Well,
I don't think you're right on that because of X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, like, all right, if nobody asked, then I think it's just, yeah, like, you shouldn't be explaining something.
I was being facetious.
Yeah. Too much interest in crypto, acting too alpha, wearing socks to bed. I agree. That's
because nobody
weird.
understands crypto, and if you're going to tell me you understand it, you're a liar, and I don't trust you.
Yeah. To me, mansplaining would be a troublesome compromise.
Do you want to expand on that?
Yeah, I mean, if you're mansplaining, that means you probably have compromised yourself somewhere that would cause you to go to something that's not going to be effective anyway.
Fair enough. You're trying to kind of boost up your own image by going into too much detail about shit she don't care about.
Yeah.
Or maybe none of her business.
Fair enough.
Overly touchy on a first date. That's fair. We had Suzanne on a couple episodes ago. She's got an ick for. I think I evaluated this pretty fairly. She seems to have an ick for any sticky sheet like square. So Band-Aids, shower curtains, certain blankets and sheets, and craft singles. She's got an ick for all of those things.
I can understand the mentality behind that. Never heard of it before, but
I can see there's
I think like a true ick is irrational and it's like specific to the ick haver. You know, like
no, phobias are rational. These are at least able to you can explain.
Yeah. Too much sexual talk. That's fair. Like if a guy just makes everything about sex when a woman's talking about her hopes and aspirations, and he turns it all sexual. Dirty fingernails, fair. Doing impressions, I could see that being, especially if he does a lot of like cliche impressions, like she listed Scooby Doo, the Joker.
Flying McMullen said, "Journey, did you just mansplaining?"
Who's Journey?
My normal co-host who's in the other room.
He ain't in here.
He's got like the flu or something like that. So
was that him commenting?
Yeah, he's D-Rug. Asking why I'm not replying. This is for girls. If girls' communication starts to dry up, it's a very big turnoff to like double down. Why are you not replying? Is everything all right?
I wouldn't be that blunt, but it would really eat at me if something.
It does. It does. Like it's just like a. It's.
D-Rob said, "Where does it say an ick has to be irrational?"
According to Ninjah, it has to be irrational. So we're going by his definition. I disagree, but
it has to be specific too. Like it. I mean, because this kind of shit might not
necessarily. Said, "I'm explaining because Chris asked."
Loves fireworks. What? Any good God-fearing American loves fireworks. Like that's
So, when fireworks are going off, you have your arms crossed, your face goes away. Fuck no.
yeah, like fuck that.
I love fireworks.
Yeah, who does?
Sitting with their leg over their knee.
That's pretty girly. Yeah.
Wonky knees. No ambitions or goals. I don't think that's
what are wonky knees.
Like if like the kneecap is like big and then the muscles around the kneecap are small.
Like some kind of
like marionette knees.
Muscle, like some kind of like dystrophy, like that.
Yeah, like just like chicken legs.
It seems kind of like an ableist take.
Always walking ahead of me. This I encountered on a date. I was just trying to we were just walking through the streets of Newtown, and she was just fucking speed walking. Like she had somewhere to be. It was a huge turnoff.
That's weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could understand not wanting to be that person walking side by side and you're blocking the sidewalk for everyone else. Like you don't want to be that asshole.
Yeah, but
if you're struggling to keep up with her. Yeah.
So I take it there was not a second date.
No, not with that girl. No, it was very weird. But it is what it is.
No ambition or goals.
Android phones. Does everyone here have an
Google,
iPhone?
Man. Pixel.
Yeah.
What do you have?
iPhone.
I have an iPhone as well. Types hello.
In a work email, yes. In a text to the
I think it's just hey or yo. Like honestly,
I wouldn't go with yo.
Don't discount yo. Like you don't want to you don't want to pedestalize the women. You don't want to
then you can have fun with Francine.
You don't want to I don't know. I think chivalry is dead. And I don't think nice guys, which are the next one on here, nice guys finish last. You don't ever want to come across as a nice guy because it gives women the ick.
Too. Well, no, I think a nice guy shows you don't really have a spine. You won't stand up for yourself. So if you
won't stand up for yourself,
are you going to stand up for her?
Said,
exactly.
Not to be creepy, but in watching from the other room.
Cuck.
We gathered that.
Yeah, exactly. If you won't stand up for yourself, you won't stand up for her, and that's unattractive.
Yep.
Argumentative. I think that's definitely an ick, probably for both sides. This one's funny. Waves with both hands. Hi. Yeah, I could understand that one. This one's oddly specific. White mesh shoes. I don't own any, but
any kind of footwear like that is mesh. To me, I'm having flashes of P Diddy or something wearing a mesh shirt. It's anything mesh is just weird.
And so this one is either extremely misandric and I hate this woman, or she's on a fourth dimension of comedy and I love her. She says she gets an ick when a dude opens up his mouth and any noise comes out of his mouth that doesn't involve him paying all my bills or doing whatever I want. So
I think that's tongue in cheek. I don't think that's a real.
You think she's making a joke, right? And I love her for it because that's a great joke. If she's serious, then she can get fucked.
Find
you know what I mean?
Really hard to believe she's being serious.
Yeah,
that is way too. That's a level of clarity that you don't have unless you're joking.
Good morning, beautiful texts. Ugh. Fucking. What do you?
I mean, it depends on what stage in the relationship. If it's just dating, yeah, that's weird, dude. Calm down.
What do you think, Scott?
It depends when.
That could be an age thing too. I mean, I feel having known other people in the dating pool from the 50s and the 60s, it is a bit more of a different vibe. Where you say, good morning, beautiful, as in you're calling them beautiful. It's a compliment.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's a 20-something,
that doesn't freak me out.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me sick. That doesn't make me.
And then this one's the final one. I don't even know who said this, but he's the fucking goat, this guy. He said, I have the BMW of e-bikes. I just love the guy for saying that.
That's good.
All right, so we had our fun. I'll try and wrap it up here because I don't want to consume everybody's entire Friday night. But thank you guys for coming.
Thank you, Chris.
Um,
Thank you, Russ.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you,
It's been
audience.
an adventure.
I just want to get into really quickly, and maybe you guys can offer me some clarity on if you think I'm off base here. I think hormonal birth control is ruining America, and here's why. So, when a woman takes hormonal birth control, she's tricking her body to think that it is pregnant. And women experience two different types of attraction based whether they are pregnant or when they are not pregnant. So when a woman is not pregnant, she wants a traditionally masculine man. She wants a guy who is, big, strong, tough, is able to, provide for her and all that shit. When she's pregnant, her like a switch in her brain flips and she wants like a sweet, sensitive, maybe a little bit of like a doughy, soft guy who's like cuddly and is going to offer her paternal investment. Maybe he's not going to be any type of threat to be stolen away by another competitive bachelorette. So what is happening is these women are taking hormonal birth control, flipping that switch prematurely, so their dating preferences go to this beta male type, and then they're getting off it, getting pregnant with a man. Then, then they have the baby, they're married, and that switch flips back on to normal, and they're repulsed by their beta cuck husband, and they inevitably, want nothing to do with him and they want to leave him.
So how I see it is, if a guy is the way he is, he just is the way he is. He's not going to change fundamentally who he is just to fit that window of time, in my opinion. So if a guy is a beta cuck, soy boy, then he just was that from the beginning.
Yeah.
And maybe like that, she wakes up out of her stupor and realizes, oh my God, look at this limp wristed. And then and then like just the idea of artificially altering your body's hormones to be like, do we not see any red flags here? I don't care if the FDA has given it the full approval and that they say it's safe. I don't like to make a religion out of science. I see something that is dramatically altering a body's chemistry, and I see that, big things can happen as a result. So it could even change your way of thinking. I mean, you look at the side effects of a lot of these drugs that are in this vein of altering your chemistry, and almost all of them have the side effect of suicide.
That too. I didn't even get into that, but yeah, like there's higher suicidal tendencies and ideations of women who take it. Well, I'm sorry, I cut you off. What were you gonna say?
No. It's agreeing.
What do you think about my theory? Do you think that it holds water?
I don't know, because me, I would want to see data.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's, if it's a theory or an opinion, I've been thinking, that's what I'm doing too, is I'm thinking I don't know. I don't know if that alters attachment styles or not. I just don't know, because I think what I'm learning about attachment styles, just in my own life, and I know I have probably what would be called I would probably be what would be called a fearful avoidant. That was like kind of groomed. And you have an attachment style by the time you're 10 years old. Yeah. Now, you can't change it. It's not a pathology, no matter which one you have, but it does affect how you relate. And then you can learn how to relate better during certain styles that aren't what we call, or what they would call, secure attachments. Does somebody being on hormonal therapy change it? Now, I was with somebody that was on it, but mostly to control the menstrual cycle. It wasn't really birth control. So I have a vasectomy. So, it wasn't that. I don't know. I would tend to lean more towards, and I never believe in whole truths. I believe in degrees of truth. So I would say there might be a degree of truth in what you're saying. For me, I would say maybe it's on the low end.
Okay. There was a guy, and I should have this up for if I'm going to bring this up. There was a guy that did a study. I think it was in like USC or Stanford, one of those, one of those California schools. He had, a bunch of men wear T-shirts and then put them into a Ziploc bag. The women never saw these men, right? And then he had women smell these T-shirts and like grade the guys that they preferred exclusively based on the pheromones that they emitted onto the T-shirt.
There's no cologne or anything like that.
No, this is just like the pheromones in their sweat, right?
Okay.
And there was statistically significant data to suggest that the women that were on birth control liked the men that were higher in
feminine traits.
Or the women that were on birth control liked the men that were lower in free testosterone levels. The women that were like all natural, not on birth control, liked the men that were higher in free testosterone. And
I can speak to that. It's because one of the results of that study, I did read up on it, was that they are attracted to what is most dissimilar to them because the variety boosts a better outcome for offspring if it's in terms of growth and immunity and just better traits. So when a woman gets pregnant, her testosterone levels do spike. So now she's looking for someone to has a lower testosterone level, kind of keep that balance.
Yeah. Also, they even mixed in a couple of relatives. And women are able to be repulsed by the pheromonal output of their relatives with like pretty good accuracy.
Well, it's too bad for touchy Uncle Chuck.
Sorry for anybody that's from West
we do have a listener in some part of West Virginia, Huntington, West Virginia. We do have one listener.
College town, so that's okay.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's one.
Not sure if you're buying it.
Really, guys? I feel like that has got to be just like hundreds of thousands of years of just an evolutionary survival.
Could be.
Tick that's built into us.
But it's like we're in our culture. I mean, it's a little bit different with our
complements the stuff that you don't have. So that's why it.
Well, and I think that's true. I think that's what we. Yeah, it's interesting because, and I'm probably a hard one to weigh that in the context of it's on its own because I've done so much work around childhood and development and relation styles and all that kind of stuff. I have a real interest in it. And I believe certain things are set, but certain things aren't. Like, why is somebody attracted to something? Like, it's like, why would I... If I'm at a certain place in my own development, no matter what I do, if there's a room of 100 women, I'm going to pick the one that's like a certain way.
The human brain, man, hell of a thing.
It's interesting, but I think it's more than the brain. I think it's photons, and something else.
That's true. When we get in the quantum realm, that's where I can certainly follow you, but it does it. I get lost
somewhat
easy.
Sarcastically, but not so much sarcastically anymore. I would probably gravitate to one of the more unhealthy women in the room, and then I might have be gravitated to because of my own neurodivergencies. So
maybe some masochism there,
huh? I don't think it's masochism or sadism. I think it's some type of familiarity.
Okay.
I really believe, as I had a therapist say one time, if it's not one thing, it's your mother. And I think there's some aspects to that relationship that carry over.
See, I believe
at a certain level.
I believe for all of the flaws that Freud had, I believe he was dead on with the Oedipus complex and the Electra complex.
My wife is like my mom. I can say that.
Yeah. And I think that if you maybe had like a lacking relationship with your mom, I think that it will drive you to go for like the polar opposite of your mom. If you had a great relationship with your mom, I think you'll go for a woman who's similar to your mom.
For me, knowing what was going on in my mom's life at the time and my like 1, 2, 3 years old, and as I've gotten older, I know, and I realized there was so much going on in her life that there was an aspect of her anxiety that I took on and was really attracted to, that draws me to women that are off the charts anxious. I mean, to almost like borderline levels. And I find that familiar and very attractive. And and somebody jokingly said it's a lot of spice. And so it's just interesting. Now you can change that because you take a whole bottle of hot spice, you're going to get burned.
Hey, go bungee jumping with dynamite strapped to your deck. I bet that's exhilarating.
Yeah, but it's short lived, right?
Yeah.
Wait.
And limerence can only go so far.
Yeah.
But it can be extremely addictive.
You said
Sure.
You said bungee jumping with dynamite on your dick?
Yeah.
You son of a bitch! I'm in!
For a second, I'm like, tell me you have a soundbite for that.
So I think there's a lot more. Here's my point. There's a degree of truth in that. It might do something, but in isolation of so much other shit, it's just hard for me to buy that study on its own.
Yeah. And I mean that's fair. So can I interest either of you guys in subbing to the Patreon? It's $1 a month, and it would help support the show.
Yeah, I'm game to that.
Okay.
I was gonna say yes.
Yeah.
The pharma exec, absolutely. Guy with almost 3 kids.
No. Okay. All right.
And I'll give you a little something towards the food tonight, too. Thank you for.
No, not at all. That's what the Patreon's there for too, to help us support our guests who take time out of their busy schedule, come here, and guys, if you're watching at your home and you're not subscribed to the Patreon, please consider it. This is my little. Here, I'll do a little public service announcement to our fans. Guys, we have a Patreon, and for as little as $1 a month, you can support this show. These neon lights, this whiteboard, all these microphones, the pizzas, I put it all to good use. I'm not buying Harrier jets, and I'm not, going on golf trips to Myrtle Beach. I mean, honestly, I really, I just want to, support the mascot of our show, Clark, with he you guys might not know this, but Clark actually, my cat really does have epilepsy. I have to give him a half a pill of phenobarbital every 12 hours, or he'll have seizures, and the poor guy. So that he's really the motivation. He's why I do it all.
But no, seriously, I was looking for your Patreon. I couldn't find a link on the channel.
It's on YouTube. It should be on YouTube. There's a link in YouTube.
There is a link in the YouTube description if you guys are interested.
You lied to me.
If you are interested, and the Patreon, I'm working on building value for it. Right now, all I do is a weekly stock column, and maybe people who follow it will be able to make some decent money. Like I said, I'm 6-2. With my stock picking.
I have to tell you, I like the Coca-Cola call, just because my grandfather worked for Coca-Cola for 50 years.
Oh, yeah?
And he was in charge of vending operations for Asia after World War II. So all the vending machines, it's one of the products that does so well, American products, that does so well in Japan.
Yeah.
And, so there's a lot of Coke stock in my family still.
Really? I say in this article, I truly believe that Coca-Cola is very possibly the second best company in the entire world. I think Microsoft is number one. Those are my two biggest positions, Microsoft and Coca-Cola. As you can see, I go through a 6-pack of Coke.
Chris, what's your year-to-date percentage up for your portfolio?
What, are you talking about the month of January alone?
No, last year.
Let's fall back to last year.
From 12 years?
Yeah, 12 months. Or whatever.
Let me tell you real quick. I think it's in the ballpark of in between 15 and 20%.
So about 30% higher than the market itself. if my math serves me correct.
Let me tell you real quick.
You think you'll ever get to like a Pelosi level?
Oh man, and I mentioned her one because Pelosi fucking got Lockheed Martin, and I fucking hate that our fucking our House of Representatives or whatever she is able to like insider trade and shit like that. So like fuck Pelosi, but my last year is 11%. So not like great, but that's like 11%.
What's the market itself?
I think it's better actually, better than that. My all-time is 14%. We did just have like a really bad week, so I think that's going.
Okay, yeah, we did.
It's going against me. I think my best time frame is the past. Not really. Pretty bad on all time frames. Except the longer we go, the better my percentages are. And I'm definitely now that I know that you have a financial background, I'm always interested to talk about stocks with you. The market over the last 12 months is up. What like? It's up like 17% ish. So not bad at all. You know.
Yeah, I yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right. So it's about that time. We're gonna conclude. And once again, I want brutal honesty. Is there any critiques you have? I'm not the kind of person that like is gonna get butthurt.
On the YouTube channel.
Are you really saying it's not there? All right. Well, I'll make sure that it's there. But either way, I mean, I don't take it personally if you're not going to subscribe. But I'll make sure that it is on there for sure. I think if you just type it in, it is patreon.com/thegoodfaithpodcast.
I'm typing a URL.
I'm just saying that's how you find it. You guys have any other kind critiques? Anything that you think we should add?
I mean, nothing. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, wish we could have gone longer, but 3 hours is 3 hours, man.
Yeah. So this is obviously I've known about the cast. I hadn't really ever taken the time to sit through it all the way.
Yeah.
And so, and I don't know if it's because I'm here physically, but I found the conversation to be interesting. Nothing was uncomfortable. So, especially in my demographic, right? Because I'm older.
You told me you're not really interested in talking politics, and
true.
I took out
because I just personally am just and I've really switched on that. I've just become
fatigue,
anti-political,
indifferent.
Oh yeah,
and
I
don't know if it's fatigue, but it wasn't serving to to positive mental health for me.
Yeah.
So I made a choice, and that's what's nice about being an American.
Yeah.
That choice.
Yeah.
My kids aren't real thrilled about it, my indifference, but both my kids are on like total opposite ends of the spectrum.
Do you mind if I ask, is the boy the conservative?
Oh my God, yes.
And the girl is the liberal. It's very eerily representative of the American population. Is the Liberal Party caters to women, the Conservative Party caters to men, and
my wife is super conservative. Well, she's not really political though, but that's just who she is as a person.
All right. Well, but like, I mean, if there was,
I like the content. I like the content we covered tonight.
Yeah, it was cool.
Interesting. It was fun. Kept me. I was interested in a way.
Yeah. I'd be thrilled to do it again. It's just a matter of getting down here.
Yeah, I would be happy to have you guys back, especially if we could have like a panel with some more people. Feel free to invite your friends, invite your family, whoever is interested in talking. Yeah.
Well, that was that's in your mission.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I made a new friend and Russ.
Yeah. Yep. I want everyone to expand their networks, to get physically well, to be healthy, to, be, to, I don't know, reach out and touch other people because, we're
touching yourself all the time. It's not fun.
Well,
if you shake it once, it's okay. If you shake it twice, that's fine.
What you're thinking about, Russ.
But yeah, like humans are a social species. We don't do well in isolation. So I really want everybody to be social with each other. All right, I think we're gonna wrap it up.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up.
You're
all right.
done. You're done.
Once again, we want to humbly thank our listeners and pay them ample gratitude for their patronage. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to have such a high-quality interactive show. So thank you, audience.
So the audience are a bunch of hoes.
Yup.
I'd like to take this time to remind all of our listeners that we're spreading like a virus. The Good Faith Podcast is now officially on YouTube Live with video as well as archived there, and also Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Spotify, RSS.com, Amazon Music, Samsung Podcasts, Listen Notes, iHeartRadio, and Patreon. On Patreon, we're working to build additional value for the multiple tiers of donors with special content, Super Chat priority, and VIP in-person meetings. We do value your attention, so thank you for quieting your TikTok brain for the last 3 hours. This is a reminder, if you feel you got any value from our show, it takes basically zero extra work to like and subscribe, and it'll move us closer to our goal of having thousands of subscribers, which will bump us up in the algorithm and expose us to more potential listeners. If you guys want to share us with more of your friends, we'd be absolutely delighted to extend our outreach. The quickest way for us to broaden our exposure is for you listeners to each share us with one friend. We appreciate it. If you're interested in joining our Iriubiamu movement, feel free to retweet the hashtag. Also, stay cognizant to treat people with identical worldviews to your own with dignity and respect. Then if somebody's opinion deviates from yours in any way, our movement advocates for treating them like absolute shit. Remember, a civil level of respect is only earned by people who mirror your beliefs. That's a condescending movement, obviously. We don't advocate for that. We advocate for the complete opposite. If you live in the greater Philadelphia area and want to guest star on our show, want to go on a date with anyone on the show, or have a sincere desire to move in with us, we're down a roommate, desperately need one. Please reach out to us in an Instagram DM at Christopher Bulick. The Patreon link should be in the description. Not sure that it is, but it will be added to the description. And all proceeds will go towards rent, food, electricity, new computer equipment, and to improve our general show quality, and also Clark's medical expenses.
I open a savings account in your name. That way, 500 years later, it'll be worth billions. Billions.
Oh, I like money.
To all of our faithful audience,
So the audience are a bunch of hoes.
Yup.
we wish you a wonderful weekend and a happy and healthy lifestyle. To all of you, we bid you goodbye.
Gone. Goodbye. And if you need money, sell rocks. I heard that's what they do around here.
Go Birds!
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
She got that.
Yep.
Good job. Yeah, thanks for inviting me on, man.
Yeah.
I'll go look for the Patreon link. If I can't find it, I'll hit it.
Okay, I can send you in a text.
Yeah, do it. How much you drive? Oh, it's 7. Oh, it's 7.